Hello, YouTube. Where's my character?
Going into a trance is risky for most people.
There we go. Hello.
So don't get any ideas.
Yes, yes, Pyro Lan Yan is real. And yes, it does use C2 Sleep Lolly, but before you're like, oh, unrelatable. I agree. But so is everything on a Genshin account, in my opinion, that has been playing the game for almost 4 fucking years. But also, this is not on a per number of 5-star level investment. What I'm going to show you today is not that different, in my opinion, from like Farazan Farina Bennett situation, because like I had Farina C2, and Farina C2 is not needed for DPS Lan Yan. I think Farina Bennett Farazan Lan Yan is a much more accessible way of DPSing Lan Yan. But yeah, anyways, and I did test C2 Sleep Lolly with Lan Yan before, but it wasn't like, oh, this is so compelling that it makes sense for me to do all the time. Whereas the Durin, as insane as it sounds, using Durin in this context, because extra pyro, surely extra pyro bad for getting a melt, for example. Well, the thing is, if you're going to get a melt on Lan Yan with a pyro hit in conjunction with Sleep Lolly, you were only ever going to get 1 melt anyways. And Sleep Lolly's front-loaded cryo enables you to get 1 melt with consistency. Well, I shouldn't say 100% consistency, because there's natural weirdness with Lan Yan that still exists. But there's nuance there, and then I got to discuss. And this is stuff I'm going to yap about and probably have to some degree in the Lan Yan upcoming video, and that's going to make the Lan Yan video even more complicated to talk about, because good lord. Also, this just makes her like this existing now makes her, for my account, properly just like, how can Yehoda even compete? I'm so sorry, Yehoda. I'm so sorry, Miss Yehoda. What is Lan Yan's material? I should probably choose Columbina material, but I also want to level up Lan Yan's normal attack talent. At this point, how do I dare not have her level up? Whatever. So we're on track to release this video on her next rerun. No. How many days are there left in the banner? Frick, there's like a week. I would like this video to come out this weekend at the latest. I'm so sorry. I don't have Tars this year. I'm so sorry to Tars. Like, I'm such a terrible person recording the video with him and then not editing it, releasing it. I've been recording too many things and not making videos out of them. And there's like the whole mess of polearms only, and like I just. Anyways. I fear Yehoda has been silent this patch. I mean, Mies, if you want to log into my account to mess with her, like fully invested, you're welcome to. I feel like you're going to find the same thing. I almost feel like I was maybe too positive on her. I do maintain that I think Yehoda has a very fun kit at a baseline and is more functional than the game's content lets on. And in a year ago or 2 years ago Genshin, she's a very fun and very functional character kit, but she doesn't scale very well, and she's extremely team limited by Ascendant Gleam. So I don't know, I kind of think she's a unit to keep an eye on in case they release more Nogcry units, but I don't even think Columbina is going to help her that much. Because Columbina doesn't buff her for shit. Like Columbina is just a wheelchair component. Like, it's no different than doing Inefa, Durin, right? Together with Yehoda right now. So anyways, I'd be surprised if you ended up liking her, but I think if you do end up trying Yehoda, I think you should focus more down into just Electro Dendro. Like, I think Electro, I think Aggravate Yehoda is probably where she's probably best. But there's a reason I didn't include much footage of the Yai team, and that's because the Yai team didn't work very well in practice either. Like, and then like her C1 making her more clunky to vape DPS is just incredible. So I don't know. We can maybe do some testing of. I haven't tested Aggravate Yehoda with Fischl. That might help. But I think you basically need Llama right now, because Nahida is gonna cause problems with her uptime. Like, you need low uptime but like strong off-fielders. Like not low uptime but necessarily, but uptime that you can control. So like constant uptime that you can't turn off on demand is kind of bad. And that's why like Farina could be really good for Yehoda, because then you could like purposely get a Pyro infusion But then you can do it. I cut this out of the video, but you could do like a Pyro Infusion on Yehoda and then do a charge attack to turn off Furina's Hydro, which will let you have Pyro applied and then let you get the infusion consistently, right? But you can't use Furina because ascending lane requirement. So, anyways, do you have C6 Yehoda? Yeah, I have C6 Yehoda, and I did C6 Yehoda in the video I released today, but. Wheelchair is better than nothing? Yes, exactly. And that's why, like, Yehoda is still completely functional. It's just, like... it just makes me sad that, like, it doesn't really feel like anything other than wheelchair. And then and I do think Yehoda is a context where it is pretty fair to say that it's a wheelchair context, but it's also weird to just... Actually, it's not even fair to say. This is why I didn't put it in the video. Because... Like, I don't think wheelchair makes sense to use for an off-field DPS, and she's an off-field DPS, right? Like, if you do Yehoda, Durin, and Nefa, Yehoda's damage with Mona, right? Yehoda's damage contribution, even at C0, like with the builds that I showed in the video, was not too dissimilar from what Durin and a Nefa get, right? So, anyways, why they give her such good characterization, design, and kit, and then just make her damage bad? Her damage isn't bad. I think that like me saying, I don't know if did I leave it in the video? I don't know. Like, her damage isn't actually bad. It's just it requires too many hoops to get it, and such that it functionally does make the damage bad. Is the problem. Like, I think for the hoops required to go through for the current context of how the game's content is designed, her damage is bad, and she could have had higher multipliers that could have like if there's a better payoff for the cost of like what is required to get the damage, then it's fine, right? Like, if she had a 400% multiplier and she was hitting 200k vapes, and I didn't even do melt things because I didn't want to. I just chose not to include C2 St. Lolly things in the video. It's all. Like, I don't know, anyways, parts of the video where you were running in Benny Circle and Yehoda on field, maybe Mizuki, yeah, it was kind of like that. Man, like, she has so many layers of clunkiness. It's honestly absurd. She's just like, it's on like for the first by the recording. So that was a 45-minute DPS Yehoda video. I didn't originally intend it to be that long. I feel like I didn't touch on a lot of things I could have touched on, but Yehoda was like, I think that was like almost 4 hours of recording. And if I sounded tired by the end of the recording, it's because I had spent like, I think, over 2 hours in Abyss just trying to clear with the 4-star hypercarry Yehoda team. And I really enjoyed it initially, but then like the more I played it, the more I'm just like, oh no, she gets interrupted and then it completely turns off the team DPS. Oh no, the enemy has a cryo shield. Oh no, the C1 causes RNG and actually landing vaporizes, because if you get too many, like, the C1 doing extra application is cool, by the way. There's probably something interesting to do with that. It's probably pretty dang good in aggravate. I haven't tested C6 DPS Yehoda in aggravate. I should have, but at that point, the video, I'd spent too much time, and like I knew the video was gonna be too much of a mess anyways, and I was fine with just like showcasing an aggravate team, and I was just like, oh, okay. Anyways, Yehoda's weird. Yehoda's weird. I actually kind of adore her kit, and you know what? It's lore accurate. It's lore accurate, guys, because Yehoda really would not want you to drag her to the abyss. Like, that's the last place she wants to be. So it's understandable that she's like, you know, she's there, she's helping, but anyways, what was I talking about? Why did I? Anyways, could C2 St. Lolly be good with Yehoda? I mean, we can go test it, I guess. We can test C2 St. Lolly Yehoda things. So since this is, you know, gonna be doing Melt Lanyan things anyways, why not do the comparison? More accurate girl failure, exactly. So anyways, if you want my overall conclusion on Yehoda, it's unlikely I'm going to return to her fairly regularly, you know. And in hindsight, to be completely honest, it's not like that I regret But I would have preferred. It's not even like the polls that were spent. It's just the resources that were spent to put into her. I would have rather put them into like Razor. I think having Razor leveled up right now would be a bit more fun, personally. Right. So, anyways, that's kind of where it's at. And also, by the way, I didn't talk about this in the video. I did test Yehoda C6 with Never. I think you just have to go into the abyss and fight the crab to immediately understand that, you know, as soon as you have to do non-ideal setups, such as this is a crazy idea. Have you ever heard of the fact that you might do a hold E with Llama against the crab in order to trigger the stupid little cupcakes to get its shield phase done? Yeah, well, as soon as you do that, you start Dendro application, and then you can't get Hydro application on the enemy properly in order to get the jar filled with Yehoda. Like, as soon as one minor thing happens that makes things go wrong, Yehoda feels terrible for Nefer too. And then also it makes the rotations way more tight for her to actually be beneficial. Like, to be clear, I think if you have Yehoda C6, she is a compelling option for Nefer. Or if you really just want healing, you want comfort for Overwhelm, I think she is a compelling option. I like that you can build her for Hydro damage, and then she can be a source of Hydro damage rather than just Dendro damage for Overworld for Nefer. I think she has value for Nefer. But, like, man. And I tested with a C6 Elegy Yehoda too, by the way. Like, I put everything that I could possibly do to make Yehoda feel good for Nefer. Anyways, Yehoda, I'll stay back here, yeah. Oh, so anyways, I'm not sure what their goal is with Yehoda exactly. If they intended her to be anything other than, like, just a weird, decent synergy unit to throw into Nogcry teams. I think they intended her primarily as a low-value 4-star that enabled more options for the Nogcry racism requirement, right? They intended her to be a kit enabler for Nogcry things herself, and I don't think they properly thought through anyone who might want to use Yehoda herself as the team built around rather than using Yehoda for one of the new 5-star DPSs or whatever, right? I just don't think they considered that as a factor at all. So, yep. Anyways, game waste all my Farazan copies on Yehoda. Chances on Yehoda, and she's not even that good. Yeah, I mean, she becomes much more compelling with C6, to be clear. Like, I think C6 is enough to make her worth building, particularly if you have Flynn's right now. Although I'm pretty sure Yehoda gets pushed out of both Nefer and Flynn's best teams after Columbia releases. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, she's so hard to use. I don't know how to feel about her. Like, I really like some of the baseline ideas in her kit. I'm not against them doing weird creative shit like that, but, like, it's so easy for any minor thing to go wrong with Yehoda. So, like, she's solidly a bad character, I think. But at the same time, she's still fun, and it's not that hard to find use out of her, right? So, like at a baseline, doing good healing plus half of a Sucrose buff for your on-fielder, it's not team-wide, so, you know, that matters, but half of a Sucrose buff for your on-fielder is pretty good. It's pretty okay. Like, that's very usable. Right? And most people's standards are not, like, you know, need to clear Abyss. Most people would be like, if they took DPS Yehoda to Abyss and they cleared with 2 stars, they'd be like, oh, I'm surprised I could clear it all, kind of thing, right? Like, you know, like to many people, they don't even give a shit about the last 100 primogems, kind of thing. So, anyways, yeah, man, she would have been like one of the most fun kits in the game, just straight up, if she didn't have the Ascending Gleam requirement. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll let Ixo. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, we were going to. So what do we want to do if we want to? So I didn't include it in the video, but let's do something because Lolly C2 is a stupid constellation. So this is gonna have to be another AFK team because Seat Lolly's C2 buffs, whatever her flat buffs, apply on field. And she's not normally an on-fielder. So this is something that makes, I think, C2 Seat Lolly not that compelling at a baseline for her, unless you
I'm never late.
like the AFK gameplay, but technically I was already doing that with the Eons on shenanigans anyways, so who cares, I guess. We'll do Bennett.
You want me on your team?
We'll do Yehoder, and then we run into the immediate problem, by the way. Then we run into the immediate problem.
Got work for me.
Where the Ascendant Gleam? Because we need the Ascendant Gleam. Yay. See, this is what I mean. This is why I didn't include it in the video. Because, like Ascendant Gleam kills her kit, yo. It kills her kit. We played 3.0 Wuwa. Ask Gleam, yeah, pretty much. Cat update. The cat... They're being good kittens. They're being nuisances. King Didi, Orange Cat. He... You know, I was trying to sleep... because I didn't get much sleep, or went to sleep at like 8 a.m. And for some reason, he was like, you know, pawing at he was constantly coming into the bed and like attacking the blanket, which he's never done before. I don't understand why. Oh, I need a cat cam. Well, the cats aren't around, so I'll have to do cat cam when they show up later. Proto Amber Song of Days Past Never. Sure.
Lucky you. I have some time to kill.
I'm not gonna put the artifact set on her, but you know it's funny. Actually, wait. You know, wait, no, fucking never mind. My brain was like, "Hey, Sucrose." No, that doesn't work because you need a certain gleam. It's fine. Unironically, I think you put an Ino here, and you do an E on Ino. Because E on Ino will give you 80 EM, and you can be on Serenade. Actually, no, Serenade wouldn't be up unless you're whatever. Anyways, I have Ino on instructors right now. It's fine.
Let me down, Kerplunkatron.
And we don't want the Hydro because I'm pretty sure the Hydro will interfere. So, man, the Ascendant Gleam requirement. So, anywho, let's just go. Actually, frick it. Let's do it in Stygian. It'll be good enough for showing it. Really rough. They gave it a free Sucrose in the same patch too. Yeah. So, anyways, I do feel that most people will find this character clunky enough to just basically never touch her. Is my vibe. Wait. Is Amber's in the list now? Let's go. Amber and Jean are in the Exalted Ones list. Finally. The goats. The 2 4-stars in the Exalted Ones list are Bennett and Amber. Yeah, deserved indeed. Can you clear Dire? Yes. Asking for my Discord, you can do command Discord in Twitch. I ain't clearing Dire with Yehoda. I mean, I can clear Dire with Yehoda probably with her as a support. But anyways, what are we doing? Preset teams. Scroll all the way down. By the way, I'm already running into the team limit again. I need more team slots. I had to delete team slots to give myself some flexibility for like adding Yehoda and Durin, team slots. So, yep. Please, Mahoyo, I need infinite team slots. 20 is not enough. Anyways, wait, oh frick. Stygian doesn't start with energy. Ugh. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
You're my target.
I don't think I need Yehoda burst. I didn't check her build. It should be fine, I think.
Show no mercy. Let's light it up.
Alright.
Adventure time. Smash and grab.
This.
Teamwork is
This.
suffer the wrath of Eastling.
Wow, 115k. 120k. I didn't do I know E, to be fair, but yeah. I will have you know that Lan Yan can get better melt numbers than that, and Lan Yan does a lot more than... She does a lot of damage on top of the one instance of a melt damage. Like, yeah. Anyways, that was actually lower damage than I thought it was going to be. I didn't double check her build, to be fair, but having a C2 Lolly and getting a melt that's only, you know, what was that? A tiny bit higher than the vapes I got. Not that good. They're really not that good. I mean, it's easier to play, to be fair. What am I doing? I don't want to use this team anymore. So I don't know what else there is to show about melt melt Yehoda. We'll double check the build, just make sure it was not completely borked or something, but I think it was fine. If it was borked, then add, I don't know, like at least 50k plus to the damage.
Protect us.
Ow. Did you just interrupt my E? I never got particles. How did that happen? I got my E out, but I didn't get particles on it. What? I don't know if I've ever had that happen. I know. Like, I've certainly gotten interrupted from her E before. If you get interrupted from her E, you just have to E again. What the frick happened? Whatever. Anyways. Fun with Vape Arlecchino. Yehoda? Yeah, I do think she has a lot of potential there. Columbina piece. As sad as it is. Mineral, but as EM substat? I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm gonna say no because mineral insults me. Oh, yesterday, by the way, I got this piece. So you know how I crafted an elixir piece for Columbina? Or not for Columbina, for Never. Well, I got another piece that like is potentially an ideal piece for Never or Columbina. But it rolled really poopy. So I might use the last feather that I get this patch on it. Because crit damage EM. It started with, I believe this was, I'm pretty sure this was a 7.8 start and a 23 EM. It was double max roll. The HP roll was minimum roll. So like my thinking is, you know, either it's a main DPS Columbina piece if I can get rid of like that defense roll, or maybe it rolls perfectly and it's the ideal Never piece. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, what was Yehoda at? She was on LG. Yeah, in my video, she was getting like 90k plus vapes. Oh, she's on attack time piece. Okay, she should have been on a Pyro Goblet there. So, add a good like 40-ish k probably from a Pyro Goblet. I'm pretty sure versus an attack Goblet. Oh wait, that's way lower crit damage than I had before too. Wait, was it? Actually, maybe this isn't lower crit damage than I had before. No, this seems like I think this is what I ran, but just with a attack Goblet. No. Anyways, I don't remember. This isn't very far off from what I ran in Abyss. Like an elegy build, this looks cope, but an elegy build wasn't that much worse than a Skyward Heart build for her actual skill damage and enabled her to burst consistently. I don't think an elegy build is necessary for melt Yehoda with C2 Seat Lolly, so like realistically, is C2 Seat Lolly melt Yehoda better than the hyper carry 4-star only Yehoda I was doing? Probably yes. It should be. It's going to be easier to play. But anyways, make Varka a support stand. I mean, what if Varka is a support? What do you want to see from him, Dorgan? I'd be surprised if Varka was a support, so I should tweak the position of the fox a little bit. There we go. Ow. Oh yeah, by the way, apparently instructors for the first time ever, the instructors 4-star artifacts will be in an artifact domain. They're gonna be in the new artifact domain in the next patch. That's freaking crazy. That's crazy. Varko's a phys red shredder. I mean, I think he has to be a little more than that to make physical good, but like I certainly don't agree with all of Zajeff's takes, but I think one of Zajeff's takes on physical is that physical needs better on-fielders to release to make it real, and I don't think he's wrong. I think it needs probably better on-fielders and better off-fielders, to be clear. That's a 4-liner, double mineral, but, you know. Crit rate attack percent on this set. I say no. Frick that. So, heals the party by giving them booze. Yeah, true. So, no, I would be surprised if Varka isn't an on-fielder. I think he's just going to be... I hope I'm wrong, but I think he's just going to be a 2025 Animo crit DPS. Or sorry, 2026. Year's almost done. 2026 Animo crit DPS. Only crit damage, then it'd be like, yeah, keep it. I guess I'll lock it on principle. This one I think is a no, but anyways. Off-fielder doing physical damage, that would be funny. I mean, he's the commander. He doesn't charge into battle. No, he definitely is gonna be the he's definitely the type of person that charges into battle. Let's be real, right? So, anyways. Him being Hex is bad news for physical dreamers? Oh, yeah.
Incoming.
What I am curious of is if they will manage to make Venti Durin his best team. What the timepiece? I don't want timepieces. I wanted anything else. How much do I give a shit about Nuvilet in 2026? Me who like has played Nuvilet once in the last year. Barca Mika Resonance, yeah, like I want Barca's best team to be Venti, Mika, Venti, Mika, Varka, Durin. That's not gonna happen, but see, I wish the Zenless system existed and like I could just level this to 4 and then it turns into strongbox material after anyways. Like the system in Zenless where you can level things up a little bit and then they're like any artifact you get, if you don't keep it, turns into strongbox material, right? Always. And it's so nice. It lets you accrue good quality artifacts much quickly and faster, like over time, and it like reduces stupid decision making factors. Like I just such as, do I keep this to, you know, whatever. Anyways, cool. I wish this was the 4-liner, to be honest. This could actually be a Skirk piece. That's the reason I'm farming MH, is I decided my Skirk flower... Wow. I decided my Skirk flower could be improved. So, MH it is. Honestly, I'm tempted to make a... use the elixir. I should have used the elixir for that instead of... Because I've given up. Like, Skirk is going to be only on her, like, her signature artifact set, despite how much resin I spent in it. Skirk is only going to go to her artifact set when I feel like it makes sense. I kind of already have a perfect piece that is a perfect starting stats for that. But yeah, I don't know. MH is just, most of the time I'm using Skirk and Stygian nowadays, and generally speaking, in Stygian, MH is just meaningfully better, is my experience so far. So, but my monkey brain wants this, but attack percent instead of HP, and then I'm satisfied. Even though, like, I have so much attack percent already, my MH build is good. Like, you know, I don't need to, but monkey brain. So, anyways. Oop. A Dia C6 Enjoyer without Beacon, what can I give to her? I mean, most people would probably default to saying Muika's weapon, if you're willing to get that. I think Muika's weapon is weird on Dia, particularly with the C6 Dia. I don't personally like it. Particularly how it restricts rotations a bit. But anyways, what is the other options? Well, first of all, let's go back to this. New standard 5-star character will probably be a Varka support. I mean, I think their intent with new standard characters is to make them decrease the chance that you can acquire Masterless Star Glitter, and to lower the. Sorry, I got a pessimistic take after last year. I don't know. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the new standard banner character has an interesting kit, but then it's just less functional than even 4-star characters are. Again, so I don't know. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see when we actually hear about what their kit is. I just wouldn't assume that they're going to make a standard banner character be a default best in slot for Varka, because they want people to pull for characters. Anyways, Devon human form, that would be fun. What happened to Devon at the end of the quest? He just kind of effed off, right? At the end of the Mondstadt quest, if I recall. Also, I would like to start the Durin quest. I keep forgetting to. What the frick do I need to choose here? Should I just choose Columbina Moon materials? I'm just going to choose that because that's simple. And I'm probably going to. Well, wait. What do I want to? What is my stopping point for Columbina's talents? I want to do a proper comparison to Columbina main DPS versus Nefer main DPS, which kind of requires a level 9 skill, and it requires like level 9 at least, I think, of every talent to compare to a double crown Nefer, I feel like. Okay. Imagine losing on Varka banner and getting his best support. Maybe. Wow. Wait, what's my pity? I feel like I'm at like very close to 70. Hello, Farzan. Should I save for the standard character? I don't think I will. Well, there's no like particular standard thing I want at this point, other than like a Skyward Blade. So, and that's unlikely. I'm more likely to get a character now. Okay. So that's 60, 65. I'm at 69 pity. Next wish will be 70. So with the monthly reset, and yeah, so I'll be getting to pity soon. So I should consider whether or not I want to save that for a character being added. But if the character is being added to standard banner, if a standard pool character is being added in 6.4, like rumored, then they're not actually going to be in the standard pool until 6.5. That means saving my standard pools for like literally 4 months. So I'm just going to say no, I don't care. I don't care. Why? Because I like choosing to not wait, even if it's like a Dia or a whatever character I have C6 already Mona. It increases the chance that I get a Masterless Stella Fortuna. And I'd actually think I'd rather have that than the new character at this point. But anyways, liking the new Sijin? Yeah, I like it overall. It is, I think, a proof of concept that they can design things in a way that can be much more fun. I do think, like, the plunge boss didn't have to have as high HP as it has, but I don't really mind that much. Like, I can have fun playing Lanyan and doing very different Lanyan gameplay than normal. That is really engaging to me, and thinking how to optimize that gameplay and change builds around that, and I think that's fun compared to normal. But like, if you're the type of player who doesn't want to have to change how you play or change how you build characters, then Sijin is still ass and will always be ass. So it depends on you. I think it's fun, mostly because the plunge boss exists, and then the bat is fun because the abuses exist to murder the heck out of the thing. It is a terrible ass design outside of that. And then Baptist is kind of lame. I think Baptist is like I think Baptist needed to it needed to take more self damage realistically. I think it was the main solution to that. Otherwise, just have more downtime. Like I don't know if I'm gonna bother because of the Baptist. I don't know if I'm gonna bother trying to get the poems only dire clear. So, yeah. Anyways, what if Columbina goes to standard? Well, then I guess I'll regret it. It's fine. Durin's on his attack build, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, I checked what my Durin damage. Here, actually, you know what? Hey, Sylveon. Do you want to try to do a bet? So let me go show. I want to do it because I mentioned earlier I want to do like channel point betting. I want to show you guys what Durin's damage. So Durin damage off field. So we'll just like.
Oh dear, I'm getting thirsty.
We'll just get like get scroll buff or whatever.
Get to work.
That'll be it. Well. No, we don't. I don't want to get a melt. Well, I'll just do Bennett buff for noblesse, right? And show you what it gets, but or if any other I should probably get another mod in Twitch to do things like this. But anyways, what am I polling? I was playing Pokemon. Do a poll with a point bet. I don't know how to set it up. Do a points betting system for. Let's see. Let's make the tiers. So what I want people to guess is how much worse or better is triple attack percent on Durin for his damage compared to doing a crit damage circlet. So the only thing I'm going to change, by the way, is I'm going to change between this circlet and another circlet I have, which is right here. No, not that one. Where is it? Am I blind? There it is. This circlet, right? Which this circlet, by the way, has a ton of attack percent, right? So like I'm only gaining 26% attack, and I'm losing a ton of crit. Like it's so much crit value more, right? And it's about the same ER too. Like clearly, one of these should be better than the other, right? So options are. So let's do 3 options. Let's say crit damage circlet is like crit damage circlet way better. Crit damage circlet almost the same. Or crit damage circlet worse. You're doing viewer staging? I was going to today, but I didn't get enough sleep, and I feel like I should have proper energy and brain power to do it. Is he on Sig? No, he's on J Cutter. Which, to be clear, is like for non-Hexen Circle teams, for his personal damage is extremely close to his Sig. So, his Sig would be still better in this team because it would buff the other characters, kind of thing. But yeah, for Hexen Circle teams, I think his Sig is like 5 to 10% better than J Cutter. So yeah. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that's what they're called. Predictions. So yeah, crit damage better, crit damage similar, crit damage worse. Yes. Here we go. So and we'll go. You can vote after you see. So I'm gonna do the same thing both times. We're just gonna look at what Durin's supportive mode off field damage is, with no blast buff off at least. So 13,000. It's actually a different number than I remember testing the other day. So I actually don't know what the end result is going to be. 7,000 after the passive expires. So 13,012. All right. So this is a triple attack percent build. Right, with 2-piece attack, 2-piece attack. J Cutter. Right. 84, 180. And then the only thing we're going to change is when I switch to the crit damage circlet. I'll wait until the voting is done. 3 answers removes the pink prediction. It's all blue. Ah. I can't get points in my bet points from my region. Yeah, because it's technically a gambling system. All right. So I think that it was. Oh, yeah, okay. I think you only put it up for a minute. That's fine. Okay. So switch. Crit damage. Right. So 3180 attack. So we lose like 200 attack. Gain a whole bunch more crit. 2 minutes. I see. I have to go at 1C. Sorry, Ixo. Do.
Teamwork is teamwork. Let's light it up.
Wow. What big damage increase, guys. We gained less than 700 damage. So, wow. To be clear, when you have like amplifying reactions going on, whatever, is that enough to be more significant? Potentially, yes. But this is a funny example where like I really do feel, despite the fact that we have a ton of attack percent in the crit damage circuit, right? I really do feel this is a case of you shouldn't undervalue attack percent circlets even with a C0 Durin. It's basically the fucking same. Like, let's be real, right? It's basically the same.
Let's light it up.
And I did not even expect it to be that close when I initially tested it. The team I initially tested in, it was like 17,000 versus 17,750. And like over the course of like, 20 of his hits, that's an extra, what, you multiply 20 times 700. Ooh, an extra like in this team where he's not getting any amplifying reactions. Although, well, you'd also have like scroll buff and whatever going on, so and red shred, so it'd be more than this. But we're talking like what? Probably an extra 40k damage, optimistically, from a crit damage circlet. It's like, bruh, it doesn't matter. What were the numbers? So the attack circlet was 13,012. The crit damage circlet, and this was just with no blast buff up, nothing else. And so the relative values of these change slightly depending on the whole buffs you have going, right? Of course. But 13,012 with the attack circlet versus 13,692 with crit damage circlet. So, yeah, and I think what people voted, nobody voted crit damage better. That's surprising. Why did nobody vote crit damage better? Anyways, I think there's only 5 people that voted in it, but that's fine. So, anyways, and this does mean, by the way, I do think with a C1 Durin, because C1 Durin, buffs on-fielder damage in support mode. With, actually, maybe it's even better with his DPS mode, but I do think with C1 Durin, this means that at least if you're running a crit weapon on him, that enables you to build a meaningful amount of crit without a crit circlet. I kind of strongly feel triple attack percent is the way to go. If we did this comparison with Ame Noma, for example, right, or Finale, whatever attack percent weapon, obviously, the crit rate. Like it's much harder to build Durin triple attack percent if you don't have a crit weapon on him, right? I want to emphasize that. So this comes at as a side effect of the privilege of having that available. If you don't, I think just do the simple default. It's simple, like default to a crit circlet normally, because crit rate circlet is probably what you need to be able to crit consistently in the first place, right? Don't get overly focused on attack circlet. But if you have C1 Durin, I do think it's worth considering doing a full attack build. So, anyways, I will probably use J Cutter on him most of the time, in case you didn't notice actually. So, if I put him back on his triple attack percent build, I think I started that because I was like, maybe I want to reroll this. And I was like, wait, no. Rerolling this is stupid. Rerolling this is stupid when I'm going to put new artifacts on him in the future, which will give him a little bit more attack percent than this gives him, and crit. But, free crit. Anyways, which the new artifact set, by the way, would enable him to, even with non-crit weapons, to more easily be able to be built with full attack percent. So, anyways. Pyro Goblet attack. I guess that's fair. We can check that if you want. I'm not gonna do a betting for it though. So Pyro Goblet attack. So a little bit more crit rate, but same crit damage, less attack. So yeah, anyways, I don't think, Pyro Goblet should be better, by the way. Like C0, you probably should be doing Pyro Goblet most of the time, but not always. Although this is a context where... Oh no, we get the attack buff up from Bennett. From Noblesse, that's fine.
Watch out! Story has only just...
Going in.
17k, yeah.
Off we go.
Oh, 17k must have been... Oh, that's probably why it's... 17k is probably why, when I was testing it before, I was probably testing with a Pyro Goblet on. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure it'd be the same thing where we'd get about 18k with a crit damage circle on. Yeah. See Lolly Kazuha Bennett. Hard to get melts during the gravity phase. Were you playing it like plunge Kazuha? Pyro better than attack, but attack is better than crit damage. Not really. I mean, if you have C1, I think yes. That was the point of what I was doing. Is like I think if you have C1, attack is better. Otherwise, like crit is better, because you don't need to stack extra attack on him for any reason. Like you should do the thing that gives you more damage on him, stat for stat. But the other point though is even at C0 is worth considering an attack goblet simply because if you have a really good attack, sorry, not attack goblet. Well, yes, attack goblet, but attack goblet or attack circlet. If you have a really good attack goblet or attack circlet in conjunction with a crit weapon, it may actually beat out your crit circlet, right? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on your crit circlets. I have shit luck with getting like crit damage circlets that have good amounts of crit rate, so it's actually a compelling alternative to me, right? But again, I have a 5-star weapon that enables me the flexibility to do that. So, anyways, it's just... The point is it's closer than people might expect, right? And it's worth considering even at C0. And at C1, I think because of his flat buff being based on his total attack stat, I think you just try to build more attack percent on purpose. And it's worth considering just doing full attack percent. But anyways, what was I doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna do this. So Pyro Goblet and crit damage circlet now.
Can I?
600 attack less. But still, he's always been over the 2500 attack for maxing out his passive, right?
Story has only just begun.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Yeah, that was right. So yeah, it was about 18,000. So it's the same shit, where you're getting about 700. Again, not factoring in like, you know, scroll buff or whatever.
Watch out!
Let's light it up.
Alright. Anyways. So I am more than happy just just leaving him on 4-piece, or sorry, 2-piece right now. I will be farming the new set for him because it will give him more attack percent and it gives him free crit. And the value of that free crit, even with having a J cutter, like right now, if I had that exact build, we'll go back to my attack goblet. I think I had this one on him. Even if I had that new artifact set right now, right, I'd be overcapped by 5%. But what that lets me do is, like, for that new 4-piece set, is prioritize more energy recharge substats versus crit rate substats, right? And so that's my intended plan. Is I'm going to prioritize, like, you know, crit damage, attack percent, ER substats, because I think what I would like to probably have him at is like 140 at minimum. Like, this is a little, it's not low, but it's like minorly low in a annoying way. So, Bennett instructors. No, I have Bennett on the Blast in this team. So, yes, and the lower in any kind of team context where you're playing him with less total attack percent buffs, if he, in particular if he is under 2500 attack. So, let's say what was the context where that might be the case? I think I feel like Wolfang, right? What does he actually get on Wolfang? Do I have a level up Wolfang? Nope, I do not. But a Wolfang, I think it's 510 base attack, so 510 base attack weapon without many attack percent substats, without doing like 2-piece attack like I am, whatever, right? If you're doing like 4-piece noblesse, Wolfang, without a lot of attack substats, which a lot of people might be doing, then Durin is now in the territory of like probably doesn't have 2500 attack, and now attack goblet or even attack circlets might just straight up be better rather than being like technically a downgrade, side grade in my situation with C0. So, anyways, should we go into polearms only quick before we get lost in the weeds of Lanyan things? What do you guys want to see first? because I do wanna go over the Lan Yan things that I discovered. I mean, you know, while we're here, when in Rome, by the way. So this is Lan Yan on Sacrilegs with a Pyro Goblet, EM timepiece, 2-piece attack, 2-piece attack. I don't think 2-piece attack is ideal per se, but it's the best combination I think I could find for now. And she's not going to burst every rotation here, but 73-174 ratio. Surely she doesn't miss the crit. Surely she doesn't miss the crit here. So what's your, we don't need to place a bet for this, but what do you think she's gonna get? This is with C2C only, but what do you think she's gonna get? What? Why do we have Pyro? Okay, the game immediately is trying to invalidate my game is trolling me. I think I missed a normal attack or something, or I forgot to do a normal attack on Seat Lolly. As always, usually in a lot of Seat Lolly setups, if you want to properly have Cryo on the enemy. So, anyways, what's supposed to happen? What's supposed to happen is you get Cryo on the enemy, and then Lan Yan can get a melt. Sometimes, though, Lan Yan will absorb Cryo for one of her skills, and that's fine, though, because if she absorbs Cryo, that just means she enables her next skill to get a melt, and it also enables Durin to get a melt, too, so. Try to do this better this time. There we go. Oh, see, I got Cryo that time. Did I get Cryo again? Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Trying to get the big number. The point, anyways, the point of what I'm trying to demonstrate here is not really going to fundamentally change anything, by the way. Whether or not I get the melt properly that I wanted to. The interesting thing is, with this team, in my mind, that Lan Yan's pyro damage, even when she's not melting. We got Cryo again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got a big melt there. Lan Yan's pyro damage, even when she's not melting. We didn't have the extra skill up, that's fine. Is quite high. And I do not think, by the way, that this makes sense. I guess we're not going into poems only until later. You can wait a second for Benny to apply Pyro to it. Yes, you can, but it's not really necessary. At least with Sacrilegs. It's probably necessary if I use a non-Sacrilegs weapon, which, yeah, sure. Actually, give Nefer this thing. Frickwoods with RNG unless I'm in the mood for it. There we go. Okay. Give Lan Yan Nefer's weapon. 81-262. Yeah, this time, because we're only going to do, well, with C6 we can do 2 skills too. But with Sacrilegs, I don't think you really have to wait, because if you don't wait, you get Cryo, oftentimes, and Cryo is fine, and potentially better for the first skill anyways, and then you do Pyro after, but anyways. This Nefer's weapon, by the way, should be meaningfully better, I believe, than Sacrilegs, with a C6 Lan Yan at least. After like I activate Durin C1 at minimum, but that's not going to be done right now.
Watch out! Durin has only just
Teamwork is dreamwork. Suffer the wrath of Eastleigh.
Oh boy, and I don't know if you noticed, but Lan Yan's pyro damage was big there. Like, Durin, the combo of Durin, the combo of Durin plus Seat Lolly C2 is enough to make Lan Yan's pyro damage as good as her animo damage can be, like with Faros on C6 and everything going on, which is ridiculous, by the way. And I want to compare. We'll use the, well, no, she should technically be on a different build, but so this situation completely f's what the optimal build is on Lanyan, by the way. It's just like, ugh. But I don't feel like changing Lanyan's build properly to do this comparison. But let's show to Farina, and I'm gonna, this is with Farina C2, right, which does matter. To be clear, I think Farina C1 matters more than C2, but and I think Farina Bennett Faros on C6 is, on a generic level, it's perceptually more of an accessible team for DPS Lanyan than the other team I just showed is, because, you know, it uses older 5-stars. I think more people are more likely to have gone for Farina cons as well than to have gone for Seat Lolly constellations, you know, newer character versus older character, whatever. But like, if we're actually like going into the nuance of like, how do we weigh the value of a C6 4-star versus especially the one as rare to run on banner as Farazan, right? Like, if we're comparing the cost of getting a C6 Farazan to the cost of 5-stars investment wise, with one banner period, C6 Farazan is equivalent to multiple 5-stars. If we're talking across multiple years, though, multiple banners, then C6 Farazan is not equivalent to multiple 5-stars, right? That's the problem with 4-stars and why they're freaking weird. So, anyways, I just want to compare, but we will put a... Oh, fuck, I don't have it. God damn it. Oh, I have to change the whole build. Hold, please. Actually, I don't have to change the whole build. I think just that's enough. Wait, it's not enough. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna leave the EM types on because the EM types is fine on her. Okay, even when she's not doing weird reaction BS because she has her EM scaling, whatever. And then just throw on this. Okay, 2B's attack, 2B's attack. Same Nefer weapon, similar crit ratio, but Animo Goblet instead. Okay. Close enough to comparable, right? Alright, so this is animo damage focus.
Everybody stand back.
And here, I do think, right, with a Lanyan burst there, I don't think I bursted a Lanyan on the other team, so maybe that's a bad comparison because of that. Like, this is like the default recommendation I'd still have for people. And I think this is better on a generic level than what I just did with Durin Seat Lolly, right? But I'm gonna go to Abyss and show you this as well. And we can compare Abyss runs to Pyro Lan Yan versus to non-Pyro Lan Yan, and like they're not gonna be that far apart, I believe. But I want to go do some testing. When I did some limited testing last night or the night before, can't remember what night it was. They were very similar. Like, I was like, okay, that's surprising. And I just want to mention, though, like, on an investment level, right? This is C2 Freenham, and I do think con for con, like, Seat Lolly's constellations are more obviously strong, and Seat Lolly C2 is stupid. And a meaningful component of why, like, Seat Lolly plus Durin combo can make Lanyan's pyro damage do more than her animo damage, despite the fact that so her pyro damage, right, has half the scaling value. That's from this passive. It has a half the scaling value of what her main skill is, which is at level 13 is 200%, right? So this is a 100% baseline multiplier plus the EM scaling damage, right? And the EM scaling damage does, by the way, increase with or the relative value of the EM scaling portion of the damage is higher for the elemental conversion hits compared to, actually, is it? I don't actually know. I haven't actually ever verified that, now that I think about it. I haven't verified because it does say like the rings that Lanyan throws that deal elemental damage deal 50% of the corresponding type, but I've always assumed it's 50% of this value, but still has this added on top of it. Like, this is an additive multiplier, and so my assumption was that the EM scaling does more for the elemental damage than it does for the animo damage. But I'm not actually 100% on that, so I should probably verify that beforehand at some point. But it's an annoying thing to try to verify, so I'm not going to bother right now. Because I have to go like do the math and then make sure like I do a simulation in game to exactly match the situation and double check all my math and then verify that that is exactly what matches happening in game and then test whether or not it matches the numbers expectation. So anyways, the rotation of the Durin team is less clunky due to Farazan. What about the overall team damage? Like Lanyan is similar, but isn't the overall damage better on the Durin team? Yes, I think so. And I think that's part... Well, and I shouldn't say... I think the overall damage is similar. Like, this is with an invested Farazan, by the way. Like, I have a very invested team here, and the Farazan gameplay dynamic is different in, like, you can do extra charge attacks on Farazan to get extra damage out. And whatnot. I think you have an ER. Yeah, you have an ER timepiece on right now because Stygian Onslaught ER things. That's fine. So, anyways, the end result though is like, and when I activate Durin C2, like Durin C2 will make it so I can get similar anima damage numbers as I can get pyro damage numbers. But it will technically be better when I activate Durin C2, I think, to do Durin C Lolly C2 combo than doing this team. Because the pyro damage will be high enough. I will uplift the pyro damage much more than I lose for the anima damage because I'm still doing the anima damage, right? I'm just not doing as much anima damage. And yeah, so anyways, we'll go run the comparison. But I just do want to emphasize that I don't think the investment difference is as different as it might seem at a glance, right? Because I think it's relatively fair to say that Farazan C6 can be similar, equivalent-ish investment to Durin C0. Well, it's a Durin C0 with J Cutter, so I guess the extra 5-star weapons or whatever in the team probably make it a higher investment. I do think it's a higher investment team, but not like crazily higher. And then C2 Verena versus C2 Silali is just like, well, that's the same amount of 5 stars. So honestly, other than the 5-star weapons existing on the Durin team, it's not that different of investment level, but ultimately it will depend on your account, and it's why the depending on your account and depending on how many banners you wish for Farazan on versus whatever, is why I don't think it's that helpful to like say there's a cost equivalency of 4 stars to 5 stars, and why just measuring like number of 5 stars isn't the main way in which we like measure relatability of teams, and ultimately how long you play and the decisions you make determine the accessibility of a team more than anything else. So anyways, you try a Lanyan team with Venti plus Hexen? I have. It's like Venti Durin works. It will be in my Lanyan video. I will test it, and I'll have to test it after I activate Durin Constellations more again, because there's some specifics to how Durin C1 works that might make it synergize more in a way that makes it feel more worthwhile. But it causes not having Bennett's self-pyro infusion causes some inconsistencies in Lanyan's gameplay that I find not fun. And it takes Lanyan from being really enjoyable to play to being not enjoyable at all. And not as clunky as Yehoda, mind you. Not as clunky as Yehoda, but you get the point. So we'll start with Frina. Oops. And we'll just use the same Never team on the first side both times. So anyways, I regret choosing to pull Venti specifically for Lanyan, but there is Venti Lanyan, like Venti Durin Lanyan, and then in place of Farazan, what I found that I liked is, and this was Mies' suggestion, so thank you, Mies. That's how dare I forget this. I mean, this feels like Durin in general sometimes. One of the favorite units to pair with Durin is Emily. You put in Emily in the team, and then you have Venti Emily combo, and like Venti Emily combo should be really fun this next Abyss when it resets soon. And Venti Emily and Lanyan, it removes the clunkiness issue from Lanyan, because the problem with triple Animo, when you have Durin and then triple Animo, that is theoretically a really good team for C0 5-star investment for Lanyan DPSing, except there's too much Animo, and it tends to erase the pyro relatively consistently at the wrong times, where like you can't just like E on Lanyan and do damage and be happy with that. you have to like waste field time paying attention to when the aura is on the enemy to time when you need to do a Lanyan E, and it's also made clunky because Venti's animode, like the buff to Lanyan and Farazan, requires having Pyro and requires getting a swirl before that buff actually applies to them. So it means I have to like do a normal attack, erasing Pyro from the enemy before I do a Lanyan E, but if I erase Pyro from the enemy before I do a Lanyan E, you don't get the fucking infusion. So it's kind of like, it's really clunky and it feels like ass, in my opinion. It's not unusable. It has an interesting dynamic though for the nuance of on-fielding Venti in conjunction with Lanyan's damage. So anyways. If Varka's quick swap burst DPS, that could be fun. I don't know. It could be similar to Lanyan, but Lanyan has very key advantages of being a 4-star that Varka would presumably not have unless he is a 4-star. So I would be very surprised if Varka is an Anemo DPS, that he ends up being an Anemo DPS I like more than Lanyan. Lanyan just like straight up has my favorite kit in the game at this point. But, you know. So he's like, I don't think I'll hate the Varka, because I rarely hate character kits entirely. I mean, I never really hate character kits. I just have like specifics. I'm just like, wow, if only they had made this decision differently. Yep. Well, really? How dare you? How dare you? Yehoda's my favorite kit? Yeah. Like, at a baseline, I think she has one of my favorite kits, too. It's just, I don't know if I want to go through actually using it most of the time. So, dried mangoes. Nice. I had a drink of water, actually. Okay. What is in my throat? One second. I feel like I might have gotten like a cat hair in my throat or something. I feel something in my throat. Blech. Anyways. Let's just retry, because I don't know. My brain. My brain, that's why. Okay. I think it's out of my throat, though. I think I've recovered. God dang it. How doable is this with C0 Lanyan? I think you need C1 Lanyan to make her worth DPSing. Particularly if you want a Pyro DPS Lanyan. Because Pyro DPS Lanyan doesn't burst every rotation. I just don't think it makes sense, because by playing Pyro DPS Lanyan, you're already sacrificing because her burst isn't, well, no, her burst is not entirely attack scaling, but her burst doesn't get any like converted elemental damage, right? So the relative value of her burst when you're playing her for Pyro damage goes down quite a lot. And also, if she's solo Anemo, well, suddenly her energy needs are very high. So it's just not worth. Normally, like for Anemo DPS Lanyan, very worth in my opinion, bursting every rotation. For non-Anemo DPS Lanyan, not. So, yeah. Although, this build I have on Lanyan right now might actually not burst every rotation, but oh well.
Dancing in the wind.
Okay. We are using Nefer signature weapon, don't forget. Which definitely helps us front load a bit more. We'll just let you die in setup.
Off we go, everybody stand back. Too late for regret. Years of the swift as the swone, closing in. Dare to mess with me.
Okay, do this. Okay. I probably should have cleared that faster, but I chose to just go slow to get particles.
Have fun with this gift. Too late for regret. Let's light it up. It'll be fun. Let them fly.
By the way, this boss is animal resistant, in case anyone wasn't aware. So Pyro Lanyan should have an advantage against this enemy. Ow. Wow. Alright. I believe that was a 120 clear. Not that, like, we're not going to, like, average out times. A proper comparison would require averaging out times, but, you know. I don't think I'm going to easily beat those times. I think I'm going to get similar times based on my testing last night. Burst damage will actually give an advantage to Pyro Lan Yan. That's fine. Let's save one with this.
No more lies. By the frost in the hole.
Can't hide the truth.
Oh, we got it. Okay, I kind of greeted. I thought I might be able to do that in like a pseudo 1.5 rotation type deal, but normally I could kill it, but with that rotation with her sig, but not without her sig. Okay, 40-second clear again. Building bench characters, Durin, Lanyan, Dori are surprisingly good together. What's your 4 slot? Out of curiosity. C0, C-Lala, C0, Durin good enough? I mean, if you're comparing to a C6 Varazon with a C2 Freyna, it should be a lot worse. I don't know how it will compare to a C0 Freyna, especially if we're talking like a C0 Freyna compared to a C0 like Varazon, like or a non-C6 Varazon, that is, right? Like, there's varying different degrees of things you have investment-wise that would change the relative balance of how much I think you could consider a C2 or sorry a C0 C-Lala, but I'll go over some numbers in the spreadsheet, or not in a spreadsheet, but just in the damage calculator. Spreadsheet would imply like I'm doing a full team DPS calc, and I'm not. But just for Lanyan's damage alone, I can tell you without the constellations, like without C-Lala C2 at a baseline, I do think it's a lot worse. And therefore probably not worth recommending. Again, if you have a C6 Varazon. I don't think, just C6 Varazon alone I think is enough that you probably don't with a C0 C-Lala. Probably.
We'll see about that.
Get a fab trigger at the right time. Okay, that was terrible. Alright, we're gonna use one skill here because of how bad that was. Can you... Okay, well that's not what I wanted to do this. No! I wanted... Ah! Okay, frick. I'm gonna redo that. I'm gonna redo that. That'll be a little bit easier to do with Durin, but what I wanted was Pyro on it, and then I wanted to swirl the Pyro from the things into what's it called? What the balls, but hey, oh well. This I'm gonna start with this. I have to do more than one rotation anyways. No. Okay. I love how Nilu feels to play with Nefer. Pretty sure I'm gonna like Nilu with main DPS Columbina too. The biggest win for me with Not Cry so far is just having more reasons to use Nilu. So, even if it's just OP team. Wait, did I get an exactly 200,000 damage? I didn't even notice it. Anyways, I have nothing to take down the crab. Yeah, the crab sucks. I mean, the crab, if you don't have Nefer Llama, you use some variant of Hyper Bloom, and then the Hera is pain. So, yeah. Anyways, the Hera is pain, but you just infuse with Hydro with Sing Cho. Like, you can do it. I got close to clearing this Abyss on my casual account with a Hyper Bloom Raiden team with Sing Cho, and then Arlecchino on the first side, but it's Arlecchino Shill on the, or sorry, Arlecchino on the second side. Arlecchino's Shill on the second side. I just gave up because like the Hera was too annoying. So, anyways, try to get particles. Good. Okay. Just had to bundle some particles to do setup properly this time. Die. Okay. Double non-crit is sad. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay, I let him get one, didn't I? Whatever. I should have done the Bennett Burster there. I was kind of greedy by trying to do a normal rotation. Really? Oh, great. We wasted particles. Whatever. for it. Do spin to win. Okay, do this, iframe dodge. Okay.
We'll see about that.
I fought this thing so many times with Lanyan. Let's see. Do this.
Let them fly.
That definitely could be improved. So we could definitely get this down to like a minute clear. But it's fine.
We'll see about that.
Really, sir? Really, bro? Really?
Closing in.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark that down as a minute and 10 seconds. I'll mark. Well, okay. I'll mark it down as a minute and 10 to a minute and 20 ish. It's just hamster variance, okay? It's fine. Durin will probably be more consistent against it because, you know, his Pyro will make it a lot easier to deal with the fruit. But also, Durin has the disadvantage, the Durin Seat Lolly team has the disadvantage of not being able to do setups where the Pyro, because the fruits when they explode do Pyro damage to it, so that if it has Hydro on it, you can get Vaporizes on it and it does a lot more damage. With Seat Lolly, you could theoretically do the same thing and get some melt on them, but it's harder to do the setups for that, so... You know, there's advantages each of them have for the hamster.
With one heart, we pray. Leave the
What is that, Lanyan? How can she hit that hard? That is at this point the simple answer is it is 1 year of dedication to Lanyan. that's what 1 year of Lanyan being my primary focus and care to keep on playing new teams around gets me. Also, it's like half the damage of what I'll get when I activate C2 Durin. Oh boy.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Dare to mess with me, ears of the store. Yeah, ills be gone. Up and away. Closing in. Yeah.
Here you go, I'm lucky with some clicks there.
We'll see about that. Shower me with praise. Time to shine. Going in. Let's light it up. Too late for regrets.
He's dying. There we go. Okay. And 20 minutes of stall. It's fine. It'll get us a Lanyan skill back. Okay. Yes.
Teamwork is dreamwork. We'll see about that. Swift as the
Particles, whatever.
let them fly.
We got Hydro, not that bad. Good. Wait, what was the time? I think. Does anyone know how long it took me to clear the first chamber?
Ears of the storm. Dancing in the wind. Up and away. Dare to mess with me.
I think normally it takes me a minute and a half to clear this with the stall.
We'll see about that. Closing in.
That was actually close to, I think, at 120 again. Oh, I can't redo. Fuck. Shit. Anyone on YouTube? Sunbringer's coming? Yeah, I saw the Banyo trailer. Anyone want to rewind quick and check what the time was? I know there was 8:10 to clear. What was the time on the first chamber? If you're on YouTube in particular. Or I think you can technically rewind on Twitch now, but it's janky if you're subscribed. Did I clear with like... If I cleared in like 30 seconds, I think I cleared in like 25 seconds, so it's probably like a 115, or sorry, a 125. Is I'm guessing, which, considering the stall is pretty good. 9:38. Okay, so it was 125 to 130.
Hide when storms are in the air.
So pretty consistent. Like to be clear, this is a really invested Lanyan team, and it's like becoming harder and harder to use Lanyan in Abyss cycles, but I've still been able to use her in every single Abyss cycle. But like obviously the reason I got such good clear times in general is because I'm using a shield team on the first side. I did clear this Abyss with Lanyan and not doing a shield team in the first side, but that was the first clear I believe I did in this Abyss, and it took me a while to get that clear, right? So no, yeah, she's not using sac frags here, but sac frags, to be clear, is not really much different in this Abyss cycle. I'll probably, actually, I don't know. You know what? While I have her on the Anima build, I say why not do a sacrifice run real quick. So 70, 130, 115 ER. Do the sacrifice run, compare that. So you can see, it's like not that much different. But I do think sacrifice is worse when you're doing Pyro Lan Yan.
No more lies.
I also never, I'll check on the spreadsheet. I never checked what wids it gets with the ideal buff up. We'll go into the damage calculator after we do our runs here. I want to show the proof of concept in practice first.
It all adds up.
Really, sir? All right. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if Sunbringer will happen in this like major version. Oh, the double knock crit in this major version of Zenless or not? No, I should have saved that one. Whatever.
Everybody stand back. We'll see about that. Gears of the storm.
Like actually, the non-crit's kind of screwed us there. I don't know if you have shred on you. You did. That's good. Okay. Oh, I accidentally normal attacked, and I forget that Farina can delete the shield immediately. No.
Closing in. Swift as the swallow. Up and away. Dare to mess with me? Time to shine. Showing you. Everybody stand back. Have fun with this gift.
I'm having more. Oh, that was my bad. What just happened there? I got the infusion there, didn't I? Okay, this is not a fair comparison to the Nefersig run because of failed infusions. One, which was my bad. The other one, I don't know what happened. Oh my god, I did it again. Bro, all I had to do was wait 2 seconds. Okay, that would have been a very similar clear time if I hadn't been stupid in particular. Next pass, I'm sure she'll show up based on text. Oh, I mean, I meant like running on banner, to be fair, but yes. This boss has animal res? Yes. I mean, it had animal res when I was doing the Nefer weapon build, right? we're doing animal versus animal right now. Just with Sacrifice versus Nefersig. To be clear, by the way, I think Sacrifice is only really, truly worth considering. Or, sorry, alternatives to Sacrifice are only truly worth considering. When you get into C6 Lanyan territory and understand how to optimize your gameplay around it. In this context, there's not that much optimization to be done other than just like on-fielding Farazan more. Navia Lanyan quick swap team. I've done it before. It works. The main problem is just like as long as you do Bennett, it works fine. Main problem is just Lanyan doesn't do that much synergistically with Navia. And she can actually erase Pyro that Navia wants. Well, no, she doesn't usually erase Pyro because her skill infusion does Pyro. So it can be pretty good. I played a little bit with Sealalia's weapon, and I like it decently so. Okay, cool. Grounded. I did not mean to press Q there. I meant to switch to Farina and press Q. Okay.
No more lies. It all falls into place. Can't ride the truth. Let's see what you're made of. Secret.
Follow straight.
Horace?
Swing down, rubber ball.
No more lies. Let's see what you're made of.
What?
It all adds up.
Okay. Why don't my brain still doesn't see the clean 200k when I'm getting them? I don't know why I'm blind. just don't see the numbers.
Let's light it up.
Okay.
Time to shine. Everybody stand back. Swift course. To right for swift is the swallow.
I thought I was not going to hit the one for a second. Okay, that was very good.
Dare to mess with me. Have fun with this gift. Yeah, dancing in the wind. Yeah, flip and fly.
Okay, this is going to clear. This is going to clear a lot faster than Nefer did. Than Nefersig did. And then it's probably a good case of. To be clear, I think what went well there is the fruit setup. I'm pretty sure we got some vaporizes. And Lanyan range. And Lanyan range. that was about 20 seconds better than we did with Nefersig. To be clear, I think the Nefersig clear could have been gotten closer to this. But suffice to say, that was a very good demonstration of why I think it's like, even with C6 Lanyan, it's not super worth considering other weapon options. But if you don't have an R5 sack frags, or you just want to see bigger numbers on her, or if you get into territory where we're talking about flat buffs, like from C-Lolly C1, or Durin C1, where there's a limited number of instances of hits that they can actually buff, and therefore doing an extra skill is more instances of hits that wouldn't actually be buffed, isn't as advantageous. So
Doing whatever I feel like, I
basically, I
suppose.
think non-sack frags
tomorrow.
weapons generally don't make sense on Lanyan, but they can make sense when you get to a certain investment level, or with certain contexts where the extra front-loaded damage value matters a lot. Like in the previous Abyss cycle, I used Nefer's signature weapon to actually get faster clears than sack frags with the Wild Hunt enemies. And the Wild Hunt enemies really like you to be able, because when you get them, their HP bar depleted, right? When you're not doing a double non-cry team, at least. More front-loaded damage gets the secondary health bar down faster, and therefore like more front-loaded damage from Nefer's signature weapon or Widzith even is better. So yep.
That are smooth.
Turned on Durin C1 to C2 yet? No, I'm probably gonna wait until after the new Abyss cycle at least. I don't know why I did that.
By the frost moon of old, leave this place.
Just because I want to see you do a thing sometimes, I guess.
Mystery unravels.
There we go. Does it require a bunch of investment like C1 Freena? No. You do want to rotate a little bit different with C0 Freena. Like I think you just sacrifice, like if you're playing optimized gameplay with DPS Lanyan, you can get Bennett buff on with a C1 Freena, C1/C2 Freena. You can get Bennett buff up for some Faras on charge attacks. Like you can do 2 Faras on charge attacks in ideal situations that get like 50k damage with the fully invested Faras on. But isn't Columbina equivalent to this Shill Abyss for Nefer? Yeah, I believe so. But also even Columbina is going to be better than this Shill Abyss for Nefer because the extra Verdant Dew is going to enable a lot more everything. But yeah, anyways, no, my Nefer is going to be disgusting. Like my Nefer team, that Nefer team might just be the strongest team I have in my account, not counting well certain bullshittery, but because I have C2 Lolly, technically because I have C2 Lolly, I think maybe I could make Moika stronger than my Nefer, but I don't care. So anyways, what was I saying? I don't remember. Anyways, do sacrifice here. Let's see. Okay, what's this energy at? Oh, please. Yeah, that should be fine now. Minus 10 seconds, whatever. Didn't crit, that's unfortunate. Oh, I was talking about like the necessity of like C1 Freena. I think it's a very want to have, don't get me wrong. By the way, you can see in one rotation here, compared to Nefersig, we got the HP down to a very similar amount. So, yep. Alright, and we save some carryover. The carryover skill it is. The more stall phases an enemy has as well, the more like Nefersig or Widzith, whatever non-sacrifice weapons could be worthwhile on a C6 Lanyan, because the more stall the enemy has, the more time you have to get back Lanyan's skill charges, right? But I don't know. I generally speaking find the gameplay with sacrifice Lanyan more satisfying, and I'm probably going to default it to it most of the time. Unless I'm doing Pyro Lan Yan, I think. But we'll see.
Dancing in the wind, closing in. Up and away.
Like this should be a pretty good showing of why. Almost. This should be a pretty good showing of
We'll see about
how we got a similar clear time there, despite clearing the first chamber faster and having like a 10-second slower start because of energy, right? Like in this abyss, Sacrifice is a better weapon than Nefer Sig for Lanyan DPS. That's how good Sacrifice is for Lanyan DPS. By Bender. So yeah, 9:33. So yeah, it was a 5-second slower start to 5 seconds slower clear on the first chamber, and then also like -5 to 10 seconds, and we still cleared with like the same time on the clock, I think. Which EM would you want in Nefer and Nahida Aino? I mean, as much EM and crit as you can give her. Don't undervalue EM substats, that's all. Like, the lesson I can give you, you can go back to my stream from a couple days ago where I re-rolled and spent like an hour. This was in the Kiwi collab stream. The first hour I basically spent on Nefer re-rolls and optimizing her build after re-rolling this goblet, and the end result was that I chose to put this circlet on Nefer because the extra EM rolls were better than crit rolls from like something like this. Right, this was worse, meaningfully worse. Right, don't undervalue EM. It's good. Basically treat it as the same as crit rolls. It can be higher value, but yeah. So, anyways, she outperformed my plunge, Shilonen. Yeah. So, anyways, I like Sacrifice Lanyan a lot. This is actually the first time I tried Lanyan on this EM timepiece build, by the way, and I kind of liked it. I hadn't actually tried this before, so, anyways, that was kind of interesting. But this does like yoink. This does yoink my two of my best artifacts on the account from Arlecchino. But yeah, it's Arlecchino. Arlecchino doesn't need it. She's fine. Arlecchino's fine. She doesn't need that shit. I also can put Arlecchino on Whimsy if I want. It's fine. Oh dear. Someday Arlecchino will not forever have scraps. Oh dear. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna leave Lanyan on this weird 2-piece attack build, because all this build needs to change is 3 artifacts to switch to the Pyro mode. Okay, so let's switch to Pyro by going to this goblet, and then where is the circlet? Oh, there it is. This circlet, and then I believe it was this feather. Okay, right. There we go. 2 attack still. But Pyro Goblet build, a little bit less EM. Well, we have Sacrifice on right now, but not a crazily different build, right? For the Pyro build. I guess I should do a Sacrifice Pyro run. I haven't done a Sacrifice Pyro run, but we'll start with the Nefer, because I do think Nefer Sig with the Pyro build is going to be better, I think. So, there we go. And, how good is 2-piece Golden Troop? On Lanyan, pretty good. I have tested it. It's about equivalent to other 2-piece combos. The downside of 2-piece Golden Troop is it doesn't buff her burst damage, and again, in like an animo-focused team, I think her burst damage matters a lot. So, you know, keep that in mind. For like this Pyro damage focused team, I think 2-piece Golden Troop, 4-piece Golden Troop even might actually be her best artifact set, because she can theoretically, I think, have the full 4-piece Golden Troop buff up. We can probably check that when we go into the damage sheet later, but I don't have a good enough Golden Troop build to find it worth testing, but we'll see.
I'll be right behind you.
I'll be right behind you. Thank you, sir. Where be the granny? Hello.
whatever you need.
Okay. C2 is perfect for DPS Lanyan. Yeah, C2 is really nice. It like Lanyan is immortal. Lanyan is not immortal. Okay, like actually, it's part of the nuance of why I actually like Lanyan is that she feels very comfortable to play. But if you make mistakes, generally speaking, or enemies are really aggressive, you can have to worry about dodging still a little bit. Not while your shield is up, but while in the minor downtime in setup where you don't have the shield, because it's 12 seconds of uptime, right? And you're doing 20-second rotations. So you have setup like when like I was dodging with Fars on when the hamster was going, because if I didn't, I would die. So yeah. Anyways, yes, you can still, like, DPS Lanyan is not a massive difference with C6 versus C1. I mean, C6 is significant, I do think, for DPS Lanyan, if you understand how to make the most out of her, because this is, like, in most Abyss chambers, this is one, or this is, on average, I'd say it's at least 2, but depending on your investment, how fast you're clearing, it can go even higher, but it's at least 2 additional skills per Abyss chamber. I'll probably go over that in the Lanyan video, but the reason... It's not an extra skill every rotation because she has a 16-second skill cooldown, right? So that means you're getting 2 skills every 32 seconds instead of 1 skill every 16 seconds. Like it's an extra charge, but what it is but you always start a Abyss or Stygian attempt, right, with 2 charges to go, right? So you immediately start with an extra one, so it's at minimum 1 there, and then usually it's more extra ones, because what happens is if you're doing 20-second rotations in Lanyan, like in the Anima DPS team, 20-second rotation is 4 seconds extra on top of her 16-second cooldown, right? So that means like every 4 rotations, because 4 rotations, extra 4 seconds per rotation, 4 times 4 is 16 seconds. That's enough for an extra skill to come back. So every 80 seconds, aka that's what I was talking about with like every Abyss attempt, every Abyss chamber usually should have an extra skill. So you get 2 extra skills per the entire Abyss attempt, and with how much front-loaded damage her skill can output, as you can see, that matters. Like her C6 is freaking good, and does give her more build flexibility, where you're not where you're not trapped to sack frags, even though sack frags I think is still the most enjoyable and best weapon option. So anyways. Any other elements you can DPS well? So the problem with, like, the reason Pyro DPS Lanyan can work so well, because her baseline multipliers for the element conversion is meaningfully lower, but especially when you factor in her burst being all anima damage and not having any converted damage. The nuance of Pyro DPS Lanyan being worthwhile is because of, the conjunction of C2 Silalia plus a C0 Durin buffs enough, buffs Pyro damage enough to make it make sense. So you can start to tilt the scales in the favor of the Pyro damage while also still doing anima damage, because you have such an absurd conjunction of buffs that specifically favor Pyro, and even land melts on Lanyan, right? But with like Cryo Lanyan with Shenhe, for example, I've done is fun. I did it when they had the Abyss for Skirk or Scofi, I can't remember which one it was, but an Abyss that was shilling Cryo, and it was literally, there was an Abyss buff, I believe, that was 75% skill damage bonus, which is Lanyan's skill damage for Cryo damage specifically, and that was like when I did that collab stream and I had people play Cryo Lanyan with Shenhe, and it worked. But like outside of that specific shield Abyss, it's not really a real thing. It's nowhere near comparable. And even in that shield Abyss, it's nowhere near comparable to like Anima Lanyan or what this Pyro Lanyan is. So we're lacking the right options for buffers, is my point, in order to amplify her cryo or electro damage in the same way that her pyro damage could be amplified, right? So, yep, Pyro strong basically. Do I like Lanyan's personality? Yes, quite a lot. If I didn't like her idle lines, I'd probably hate her. Because she's active so often in Overworld, I have to enjoy listening to her. It's not that I shouldn't say I'd hate her, right? But it would make me want to play her less, right? But she's a pleasing lady to listen to her yapping.
Oh, my plan for the day? Doing whatever I feel like, I suppose. Same with tomorrow, and the day after that. The best rattan furniture is made from strands that are smooth, thin, and strong like silk. Furniture like that can be just as precious as a silver family heirloom.
That's
no
no exaggeration.
Look! Everything the sun touches is coated in gold. Well, since we're already caught in the rain, we might as well enjoy it. Saves us the energy of running for shelter at least.
This is my mindset. I love being stuck in the rain as long as it's, you know, not like, you know, certain times you don't want to be stuck in the rain, but like
Oh! Can I hold your hand?
I actually haven't even heard. How have I never heard that one? It just doesn't storm enough. That's a little too gotcha-y to me, but you know, still cute. Okay, you know what? I can't complain. It's Lanyan. It's cute.
Hear that? Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. My silver hairpiece is ringing like a bell. The wind is nice and gentle today.
She's literally dialing. Anyways, likes the rain but is scared of thunder. Okay, look, I think that's understandable. To like the like why how is that confusing that you'd be fine with being out in the rain, but then anyways.
Oh, did the birds wake you up? Let me have a quick talk with them. We'll see if it works. They don't always listen.
I don't know if
to
I've
me.
actually gone through every single one. You know what? Frick it, I guess we're doing this now. It's a Lanyan stream.
Flip and fly, closing in, up and away. Ills be gone. Swift as the swallow, dancing in the wind. Whoa, can I have some? Spread the luck around. Score. Let's see what's inside.
I guess it didn't say new, so clearly I have at some point.
Just a moment. Let's tally this up. Need some time. A little help here.
Rare Lanyan voice lines.
This is tricky. Get back. I'll cover for you. I've got this. I'm faster than them.
These lines are so rare too.
Can't fall now. The bell rings.
Also rare.
No, grounded. For good. Stop. Stop. Something's off. Stop. Stop. Stop.
Sorry.
Nasty temper. Doesn't matter where. I'll be there. Let's hit the town. Coming.
Anyways, my Lanyan has definitely died before. Oh yeah, I mean, like, the main times I die with Lanyan, like the hamster, is because I like to try to burst usually before skilling, and also have to wait because if you burst immediately on Lanyan as soon as her burst snapshots and by snapshotting I mean it uses as far as I can tell, it's not necessarily that snapshots, it's just that it comes out so quick, but it uses, you know, the stats she has when you cast it, generally speaking. And if you switch onto her and immediately cast her burst when Bennett buff is active, well, Bennett buff actually is a tick rate and it takes a second to apply. So you can go onto Lanyan and immediately Q and then not have the Bennett buff on it fairly often. So I have to like do a dash and then Bennett and then Q. And that's the time frame where I don't have a shield up and I can get schmacked and die. So anyways.
The humble swallow builds with mud. And yet, let's shake hands! Again! Still remember? It's an expression of happiness and gratitude.
Level 100 doing with it?
Joy
I mean,
all good
I think
things.
you level 100 that characters that your favorite characters in the game.
If silver needs to be polished to shine, it only makes sense that we need to keep honing our skills to become as light and swift as a swallow. Wait! I barely got 2 strands in this project. And you already...
I pre-farmed.
Either you work super fast, or I'm slower than I thought.
I don't know who she talks about. I mean, usually these lines are like talking about the Traveler.
In my family, we always give
So
silver
this is all my
accessories as
yap.
birthday gifts. So here, these 2 figures are for you. The one with the silver swallow on the head is me, and the one with the silver flower is you.
When do these lines ever play? I've never heard these naturally. Is it possible these even play naturally?
So
Probably the
hanging them
teapot
on
line or
your
something.
knapsack should repel insects.
What's going on?
Oh,
Someone asked me if
and
I liked
designed
Lanyan's
the silver
personality.
accessories, too. The silversmith polished them once, and I made sure to smooth out the edges a second time, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself.
That's good.
Well, happy birthday, traveler! May luck always be on your side. Ugh. Wait, you ate some of this? Is your stomach okay? You're not seeing things, are you?
Rare moment of Lanyan insulting somebody.
Ugh. Wait,
I hadn't
did you
heard that one.
eat some of
I don't
this?
recall it
Is
at
your
least.
stomach okay?
Ugh.
You're not seeing
Ugh.
things, are you? Oh, thank you. Here, try it with this dipping sauce. The flavor is even better. This is delicious. Hold on. A dish like this calls for special utensils made of pure silver. Be right
Lanyan,
back.
Nicole, and Farson. Yeah. Don't worry, Nicole is clearly going to be a best in slot support for Lanyan.
As the saying goes, even sugar is only sweet when you're happy. Everything tastes worse when you're in a bad mood. Luckily, I rarely have that problem.
That's a great least favorite food. My least favorite food is the food I eat when I'm in a bad mood. I didn't remember that line either.
Fresh flowers not only
I clearly
look
clicked through it
and
at some point,
smell
but
amazing,
I don't know. Anyways,
but they also make delicious pastries. The flavor is refreshing.
it's been a while since I looked through
and
them.
not too sweet.
All characters have one line rejecting food? Yeah.
And it
Wait,
goes
Ito
so
doesn't have
well
one?
with
Interesting.
A pot of floral tea. Ooh, let's go flower picking right now. No need to bring
Just
a basket.
leave a basket
I'll
while
just
we're in the
leave
mountains.
one
Alright,
once we're in the mountains.
easy.
I hate removing splinters. You have to squint so hard to see them,
It's a bit
and
of a
I
pain.
always end up hurting myself. I've cut all 10 of my fingers that way.
The way she says that kind of implies that she cut all 10 of her fingers at the same time.
According to folklore.
Also, would
I hate
like I love how much of a free, carefree spirit Lanyan is. Like, her biggest trouble in life is her splinters that she gets when she makes the things that she likes making. Like, that's where you want to be in life, no? Where the when someone asks you your troubles and your most genuine thought is just minor inconveniences in life that happen when you're doing something you like doing anyways. I don't know. Anyways. What con is my Nilu? She's C2. Which I didn't pay for. I just C1 Nilu was C0 was because I wanted her. C1 was Kave incident, and then C2 was free con. So yeah, and it seems likely, by the way, I don't really have that much qualm using her and whatever for my never, because it seems likely that if you want C2 Nilu, you could probably get a C1 Nilu this year, and it's indirectly confirmed that the constellation selector thing is going to reset yearly. So next year, so it'll take a while, but next year people should be able to get to C2 Nilu, presumably. Ito birthday line is like rap. I think I have heard that before. That sounds familiar. But yes, the C2 Nilu was helping a bit. Honestly, the weapon. The Key of Caution suit on Nilu, I think, is the more inaccessible part of Nilu than anything, personally. So, yeah. Because that you can't get for free, whereas C2 actually might be acquirable for free. So, anyways.
Rattan weaving isn't hard, I swear.
She's a yapper.
Even the most intricate figures are... When I was little,
Oh my lordy.
rattan figures used to creep me out. How should I describe it? My silver hairpiece is in the shape of a jade-plumed silver. Want to spend some time in the mountains? We can try to dodge fluff-fleeced goats as they headbutt us. Hold it. One moment. Almost there. Just need to finish this handle. Chi-Chi likes finches,
Okay.
right? I'm thinking of making her one out of rattan. Do you know her favorite color?
Purple, clearly, right?
I've known Gaming since we were kids.
Sir,
He was
can you
quite the
stop
neighborhood
clawing my chair
terror
and just
back
get up
then.
there? No?
Huh?
Okay.
That doesn't sound like him? Well, he's matured a lot since then. Just like I have. One thing hasn't changed, though. He still carries snacks with him wherever he goes.
Does he? Okay.
He always comes back from his travels with a ton of goodies to share with his friends. And, of course, he never leaves without stocking up on his hometown favorites. One time, I was out with Grandpa on one of his house calls when I saw Chongyun leave the house with a dejected look on his face.
So I
Given
should
how
play.
helpless
I
he
should play
looked,
Gaming and
I
Lanyan
assumed the
together. Is what
situation must
is
have
what that
been
tells me.
bad. But I didn't sense an ominous presence within the house. Grandpa's reading didn't predict any misfortune.
If Lanyan doesn't
either.
show up, I'll be annoyed.
Maybe he spent a
in
lot of
Lantern, right?
energy getting rid of the problem.
She better.
and was too
I
tired
want
to
my
talk.
yearly Lanyan appearance.
Huh? You think it's possible he didn't do anything at all? Well, that makes me even more confused. I've run into Master Xingqiu several times in the mountains. He wasn't accompanied by anyone from the Feiyun Commerce Guild, so it never seemed like official business. After those chance encounters, he often brought me copies of the newest supernatural novels.
Navia Arlecchino Quickswap team. I played Navia Quickswap teams in general before.
I definitely just told you, didn't I?
I think
Please keep that secret for the both of us, Traveler.
I think Navia is most fun when you do stuff like that. So what do I think of it? I think it's super fun. I don't play it Navia Quickswap super regularly or anything. The main reason I actually don't like Navia, like playing Navia regularly, is just the burst animation requirement. The fact that you'd kind of need to burst on her to keep things going on her is a little annoying. So, yeah. Anyways, but I still like playing her.
When will the Yuhong
I like
finally
Navia
take
more
a
than
break?
Jibai.
She was
Quite
running
a lot
all
more.
over the place during the lantern, right? I wanted to
Do
treat
some
her to
lore,
a meal to
personality,
thank her
accurate
for
team
her
building.
kindness, but I never had the chance. I was
Lore,
also
team
hoping
building
she
with
could do
Kiwi?
my
Sure, maybe.
hair into
I'll
a pair of cat ears just
jot it
like
down.
hers. But
The 500
that's
Kiwi
asking
collabs
too
play.
much.
Uh,
Although, something tells me she wouldn't mind. Director Hu always seems so upbeat and cheerful. Even when the situation was desperate. Everyone says first impressions are important.
Mhm.
And the first time I ate at Wanmin restaurant, I had so much regret.
wait, what?
Regret that it took me so long to visit Liyue
Oh,
Harbor.
yeah, okay.
I could have met Xiangling way sooner. In any case, as soon as she heard me talk about all the
Lore team
rearing
Columbina
veins in the
Arlecchino
mountains of
Child
my
Scaramouche.
hometown,
Oh boy.
she started planning a trip to Chen Vale.
She have a
I'll make
friendship
sure
quest?
she
I
doesn't
don't
go
think
home
she does.
empty-handed. Once, I was resting in a tree after finishing some weaving, and a squirrel stole the rattan pine cones I just made. Thankfully, I was able to get them back by trading for double the amount of real pine cones. Honestly, I
Okay.
didn't really care about losing my work. I was more worried about ruining the squirrel's entire day.
yes.
Just imagine, you spend all day collecting pine cones, only to get home and realize they're fake. All their squirrel friends would probably laugh at them.
Like, how? Come on. How can you not like this lady? She's amazing. She's from Liyue Harbor. No, I thought she was from is it Chising Village or is she from Chenyu Vale? I don't remember. One of the two.
You can never be too careful when it comes to
Mhm.
wild mushrooms.
Chenyu Vale. That's what I
Many
thought.
are
Okay.
completely inedible, and others have to be
That's why she
stir-fried
references
and
the mountains
cooked
so
fully
much.
to be safe. And if you don't finish them in one sitting, you have to do the same to the leftovers before consuming them. A lot of people forget that step. So, if you eat a few bites and your dog starts telling you to put away the laundry, or your chickens start ordering you around the house, seek medical attention right away.
So, Lanyan has had some shrooms.
Thanks to my vision, I can toss my chakram into the air
I
and
can't. Are you
catch
gonna
it
jump
with
up here?
ease.
Come on,
But don't try it at home, kids. The
Come on.
blade is actually really sharp.
dude.
Although,
There we go,
you could
finally.
probably give it a go, Traveler. Just stand still, keep your arms steady, and give a nice, swift throw. I'm sure you can do it.
Cat cam? Sure.
Come on, shake my hand. Give me a hug. Huh? Well, go on.
We'll let
Let's shake
yawn.
hands. Isn't this how friends encourage each other? Oh,
I shake
wait.
my friends' hands all the time.
Yes, you this time. Sorry, it's my fault for confusing you. No worries, though. The more we hang out, the more we'll understand each other.
Lanyan and Dylan use the same weapon? Yeah.
Sit.
Friend.
Friend.
Handshake.
Handshake. Oh, no, I wasn't telling you to sit. I was talking to our animal friends. Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, get up. I was trying to tell them. Look over here.
By the way,
everyone.
this sitting
We have a
position of
new
his,
friend with us today.
with him putting his paws on the
that
corner of the
wasn't
screen,
clear.
has caused
Well,
constant gunk
sit.
buildup that I have to wipe off the
Can
screen.
Listen to me.
You know.
Or stay where you are. Or even stop what you're doing. How are you supposed to know? You just need to come up to the mountains more often. You'll pick it up in no time.
Don't know. I checked the... Oh, never mind. I haven't found him. I don't know. Also, I still have not cleaned up their mess, because I didn't feel like it. And now he's invisible.
The legendary Wind Reader is indeed listed as an ancestor of the Lan clan. But my family split from the main branch a long time ago. The Chiman arts are
Okay,
complex.
I think that's enough. Anyways, lose all the viewers. That's fine. Maybe not. I don't even look at my active viewer count much anymore. Because I think it's more enjoyable to stream without caring about the numbers. When do we go back to Spiral Abyss? Yeah, now. Anyways, okay. Let's do this. So, okay, this gameplay is gonna be a little bit more annoying now. There's a cat on the table. How's it sneezing now? He's been sneezing a little bit less, but still been, you know, keeping an eye on it. I think he might. He had like a sneezing fit the other day, where he sneezed out an enormous amount of mucus in one like big pile, which was disgusting. But he hasn't sneezed much since then. I don't even know if I've heard him sneeze today at all. So I think he might be getting better, but maybe I'm speaking too soon. Okay, cat is getting up and blocking the screen. Sorry. There we go. Turn off a cat trick? What is the turn off a cat trick? Okay. Are you going to sit in a way that lets me actually have mouse space, sir? That would be appreciated. Here, let me move my... Oh, I should have grabbed the cat bed. I didn't grab the cat bed for him. Oops. Move the water bottle. Maybe it'll increase the chance he lays somewhere else. Or not somewhere else, but like to the side a little bit so I have some mousing space. Alright. It is so satisfying to use Nilu for... If you have Nilu and Nefer, I highly advise... You kind of need Llama to do it, but I highly advise you try to make them work, because they feel so good to play when you get used to doing the quick E, normal attack, E. It's very satisfying to sequence that. And you can get very consistent setups on instructors Ino too. Should you try to wash a cat? You generally speaking don't have to, but yeah. Okay. I think I could have done EE first, so probably doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. So yeah, I bungled up that. It's fine. One thing I have noticed, by the way, with particularly is you can when I have the extra skill up, right? Yeah. When I have the extra skill up, what I can do. Come on, do your shield. There we go. What you can do. That. Okay. So let me get this properly. Yeah, there we go. I think that was that like 150,000 on a melt. Oh my lordy, that's ridiculous. What was it saying? I totally forgot what I was saying. It's so hard to see the numbers, but like, she's getting like a melt instance, right? Oops, I wasted particles. Oh well. Okay, that. Okay, I wouldn't say I did that perfectly, but you can kind of see how it's quite similar. A little bit higher investment, but quite similar. So yeah, did you do the calc to see if Nilu Colombino is better than Nefer? Not the full team DPS calc. No. I think it'll. I like. There's enough unknown nuances, I think, to how much I can min-max that I don't think it's worth doing a team DPS calc. It's in the territory, like, it's not like it's valueless, right? But it's something I don't think I need to answer right now, because it's not like anyone is going to be asking the question right now of when Colombina releases to, do I choose to get Colombina versus getting Nefer? Like, I think if you're planning to get Nefer in the future on a rerun, you should probably try to get Colombina and then get Nefer, most likely. Unless you don't have Llama yet, then maybe you prioritize Llama and Nefer over Colombina and Nefer. So, I don't know. Hi, Lanyan, we missed you. Thanks for being a member for 15 months. So, yeah, anyways, I don't think... but based on my estimates I ran before, though, Osorio, I'm like 90% certain Colombina with Nefer, like Colombina plays an item here, this Nefer team will be a lot better than main DPS Nefer. But if I replace Nefer with Colombina, like if we pretend Nefer didn't exist at all and I put in Colombina here, I think Colombina would be about equivalent to what this team performs like now. That's my overall prediction. Like, I think Colombina main DPS for the whole team DPS will perform similar to how my Nefer performs now, but with more diversified damage sources. But post Colombina with Nefer will be better than Colombina main DPS. That seems to be how the balance is to me. But also, Colombina main DPS is more reliant on Llama than Nefer is. So, that I am confident of. And for having options for, like, hey, you can actually have the reactions going in your teams, I like that, right? I really like that we have a Lunar Bloom main DPS that allows us to still have reactions going. That's how the balance should be. Like, right, she should be doing less damage than Never, personally, in exchange for get a heal. In exchange for getting... Here we go. Sorry, with my brain. She should be doing less damage than Never in exchange for, you know, getting the damage from the other things going on the team, right? And going insane with this Abyss? Yeah, I understand. If I didn't have a... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Why? Oh, no. I can't do a proper comparison here without... Oh, frick. Okay. Oh, I just killed her. Ah, frick. Do I redo the first chamber? I'm gonna redo the first chamber. I want to make sure I have energy. That was too bad of an energy situation. I got a minor energy problem at the start, right? But
This dance is for you.
By the frost moon of old.
Ding dong, butterball.
Seek within. It all adds up.
no, that's bad. Drink water. Will do. I did just finish my tea, but I will in a second. But thank you for the reminder. Whoops. Did I just get hit by one of the things and I interrupted my burst cast? Alright.
Can't hide the truth.
Why is my brain still not seeing the 200k clean? Is this against the Hera specifically? Posture check? Actually true. Yes, thank you. I should do a posture check. The posture check was actually more important than I think the water check. You probably heard my bad posture there. Who do you think might output DPS Moeka? I don't, yeah, if anyone's likely to, it's going to be in one of the Hexen circles. It was against the Hera. Okay. Try to see if I notice it properly.
Everybody stand back.
Let's see if we can get the melt properly against this dude this time. Oops, I did her eat too early because I'm stupid. Whatever. No, I want to sequence this chamber properly. We're redoing anyways. May as well redo for realsies.
All eyes on me.
I'm waiting for him to cold power for Pyro Lan Yan, yeah.
Can't hide the truth.
I am very curious. Like, Pyro seems like the least sensible element for her to be for, like, what possible new kinds of kits we could gain value from in Genshin right now. So like, I don't know what the hell her kit is gonna be. I have no freaking clue what it could be. Like, I'm with how much I like Nicole, I'm worried it's gonna be like lame. But we'll see. All right.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Get to work. You two, time to end them. Closing in.
Yeah, I did it. I'll probably sequence the second skill to actually get a melt too, but I didn't think about it. Okay, should we save our burst? No, I don't think we should.
Let's light it up. Lolline, eat Papa, get him. It'll be gone.
So one thing you can definitely do in this team. Okay, here we go. This is what I was saying before. Sorry, I'm trying to be focused on what's going on. I'm not as used to playing this team. Oh yeah. So one thing you can definitely do in this team that I noticed is you can utilize. Oh, I did it early again. My bad. You can definitely use the Animo from Lanyan's burst. So when you have two skills up, right? It is possible. Oops, that was bad. Fine, got a melt in the second one. You can use the Animo from her burst or her normal attacks to. Oh boy. I played this worse than I was before. You can definitely use the Animo from her burst or normal attacks between her skill usages. Oh, that was bad. It's fine, just get energy. Okay, that's fine. You can use the Animo from her burst in particular, I think is where I've noticed it's in my initial testing, where I had instances where I did E, burst, the burst erases the pyro on the enemy, and then the timing for Seat Lolly's cryo happens to line up in that it enables me to do another Lanyan E that gets another pyro melt. So it is it is possible to actually get two melts in a rotation with Lanyan's pyro, which is stupid. Alright, see if I can actually see that. I don't somehow all of my chat has seen the 200k and I haven't even noticed the 200k. Alright.
Can't hide the truth. The deception ends here. No more lies.
Positions.
By the frost on the wall. Forest.
Can't hide the truth.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's so satisfying. Damn.
No more lies.
Wow. Wow. And that is really satisfying. Make sure I do the extra Bennett E's to account for that. See? Yeah, I just did it there, right? I believe I just did it there. It might have been Bennett that actually stole the, or not Bennett, it might have been Durin that actually stole the melt, to be fair. But, Durin get a melt, Lanyan get an extra melt, either way. You can use the extra Animo application to get extra melts, that's the important thing. It's so stupid that this works as well as it does. Like, I do think Sacrifice is going to be more fun, though. Like, it is not as satisfying to me, I think. Whoops, that was funny. Okay. Oh, I thought you were gonna... Okay, whatever. Why? Really? Bro? There we go. Is that a Dragon Strike? Yeah, Dragon Strike Sea Lolly. That's an additional bonus of this team. Pillows, right? Yeah. Oh boy.
With one heart, we pray.
Lanyan's on two piece. Pyro Goblet right now, yeah.
The mystery unravels. It all adds up. Can't hide the truth. Let's see what you're made of.
Would it be a downgrade to use Dark Durin? I have not actually tested Dark Durin at all yet, so you know what? That is a interesting thing that might be worth testing.
Teamwork is tricky.
Oh boy.
You two.
I have energy problems in that rotation. Oops. I guess.
Up and away.
Okay. That was a bad first rotation for sure.
Everybody stand.
Oh, this hit lolly energy. Oh no. Okay. I think we just save it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Do this. Okay.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Fulfill our path. Lalo, these Papa, get 'em. Dancing in the wind.
So stupid. Oh, we didn't have a second skill up there, but we had Cryo. But you know, then Durin's just getting him out, so it's fine, right? Anyways, okay. So, I guess I know it's C2's Lolly, right? But like, again, I don't think it's actually that functionally much different investment if you chose to specifically path towards trying to do this. No, that was bad. Yeah, that was bad. Bad gameplay. This is trickier to play, I do think, as well. It's worth mentioning that. I don't think it's better than Anima Lanyan at similar investment levels. But it's interesting that it's as compelling as it is. Freaking 150k melts. So stupid. Just the random. I love this character. The fact that her kit can do this at all, like even if it's unrelatable or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, it's depressing to see. I mean, if you don't like the cons are like this would not feel very compelling. Could I clear with C0 Lolly? Probably yes, but like because I'm using a very shield team on the first side, I don't know. Anyways, I understand the feeling though. Keep in mind I've been playing the game for 4 years too, so yeah. Too sick to fall asleep. Yeah, hopefully you can fall asleep soon, Aqua. Yeah, Dark Durin hitting less frequently, giving more melts. I don't know if it would, because so the reason I don't think, because remember Lanyan, when she gets the Pyro infusion, right? She applies Pyro twice, I believe, per skill. It should be 6 instances of Pyro hits per skill and 6 instances of Animo hits, and that'll be two Pyro applications. And they're really, really fast, right? Because it's hit rule, not timing rule. So the first one gets a melt with the Cryo Aura, and then the second one applies Pyro underlying. And you need 2 instances of Cryo application to happen in order to erase that Pyro. But it's possible with Dark Durin, it might be doable to like, it might be more easy to like swirl that Pyro away. For I don't know. I don't think it'll enable 2 melts in a skill. Is my point. But it's worth testing for sure. Yeah, she is on Pyro Goblet. So, anyways, that was a Nefersig run. Let's go see what happens with Sacrags, because I think Sacrags will be more fun. Because the weird thing in that team dynamic there, of course, is like there's just enough downtime. Like unlike with Farazan, where you like switch to Farazan and then do some charge attacks in Farazan. This team, what do you do? I guess the ideal thing to do would be to do Seat Lolly Cryo application for a little bit of downtime on top of just energy generation, and that would enable Durin to get some melts potentially. So, yeah. Anyways, you're busy touching grass during the day. Wow, crazy. So, let's do a Sacrags run, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom. Because my tea caffeine has made me need to go pee. Tea and pee go hand in hand. So anyways, let's test Saxfrags and then Dark Durin mode. Quicken Lanyan, I think. Yeah, it can be. Again, so I didn't even finish that yap earlier. I think what Quicken Lanyan is missing is the right, like, we need a Chevreuse kind of thing for Quicken, but the Chevreuse that would allow an animal unit in the team. I think it's very possible it could become real in the future, but the baseline of Quicken isn't like good enough. And she doesn't apply so many instances of Electro when you get the Electro infusion, let alone the inconsistency with trying to get a consistent Electro infusion in conjunction with having Dendro Ore on the enemy. Like, it's clunky and like not super worth doing in my experience, but it can be done with Fischl in particular, but and Lauma now, with Lauma having less Dendro application than Nahida. So yeah. Anyways, I'm done maybe mess with it. I'll jot a note down. I haven't messed with it actually for realsies with Lauma. Dark Durin, Quicken, Lanyan testing. But I think we need some kind of buffer that's targeted towards Quicken to release for it to become, maybe to have a chance of becoming real, but it can't be like a buffer like Chevreuse where it locks the full team, right? So forward vape Lanyan, I mean, forward vape Lanyan happens sometimes with Farina. So yeah, if there's, I haven't had an idea though for like forward vape Lanyan that like consistently tries to do that. So what does the title mean? Title means the last like last hour of what we've been doing, which is comparing Animo Lanyan to Pyro Lan Yan with a C2C Lolly, which is not that different from my investment in my team into the Farazan Animo focused Lanyan. Like, Lanyan can, with enough investment, can become a compelling Pyro DPS, but I do think it's probably not compelling for most people without C2C Lolly, right? So thank you to Sethos, I guess. This is thanks Sethos stream, because getting us one copy of Sethos got me C2C Lolly and C6 Mona and an Effa. I'll never get over the Sethos incident. The Sethos incident was by far the stupidest instance of wow, I just want one 4-star. And the game's like, oh, you wanted all the 5 stars? Okay, sure. But hey, it's paying off today for the fun of this. So anyways, only difference here, right? Same build, same Pyro Goblet build, whatever, EM type piece, but Sacrifice now. Government deployed C2C Lolly, yeah.
This dance is for you.
For the everlasting curse.
Wing done.
The deception ends.
This might be better. Yeah, it kills it.
No
Nice.
more lies. It all falls into place.
That's a very minor min-maxing, but that gives it one extra burden due to get on the crab before it goes up.
Receive my blessing. By the frostman of old.
Positions.
It's so satisfying to do Nilu, E, normal attack, E. Wing. Incident feels too negative to me. That's true. What is the positive term for that? Sethos surprise. Oh, I didn't read your previous message. I'm a dumbass, Aqua. Maybe my brain's more sick than you. All right. Now, stop it, bro.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Get to work. Suffer the wrath of Eastleaf.
Oh crap! I don't think I got the melt. Die, please.
Up and away.
That might not have been worth doing. Okay, well, that was bad. Oh wait, I have a sacrifice. I forgot. I didn't even do that. I didn't even think about doing anything properly there with sacrifice. Whoopsies. Okay.
You two. Time to
Okay.
end them. Hills be gone.
Just doing that first because I think it doesn't matter in this instance.
Bye.
Save one of the skills. You know, the extra animal particles probably help with Sea Lolly energy needs here as well. So, you know, more advantages.
Suffer the wrath of Eastleaf.
Oops.
Closing in. Dancing in the wind.
Oh, did I get a melt on that or not? Okay. I'm not sure if I did. The damage is still fine though. That's the weird thing. Like, and it's the weird thing that makes this team feel fine is like, even when we're not melting, we're still getting good like animo and normal pyro damage, right? Like, it's not the end of the world to miss that one melt hit. It's fun to get, but not needed. And it makes this team feel quite consistent to play while being satisfying to get when you get the melts and whatever, right? So yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the feel of Sacrifice more in this, even if it's lower damage. But for the purpose of screenshot number, when we go in to check some damage numbers, damage. I'll show you the damage calculator for like calcs for Widzith, and C2 Durin active, because the 150k gets towards, you know, I think 250k or higher. Sethos is a blessing, yes, true. Yeah, Sethos surprise sounds like a meme. Sethos blessing just sounds like a blessing. Did I just use an extra skill for no reason? Yup, I did. Okay, good job, Rain.
For the everlasting curve.
I use Lanyan to mow your lawn. I don't know how I feel about that. The 200k, man. That 200k. Yeah, that is a nice number. Want some of that juicy alliteration? Yeah, I get the alliteration. I like alliteration normally, but Sethos surprise does just sound like a meme to me. Yeah, you're walking into the woods and your phone is shy of surprise. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sethos is the what is the fucking song? It's been the Rob Cantor song. Cannibal, actual cannibal. Shia LaBeouf. What is actual cannibal? Sethos. I don't know if you can make that work. Can you make that work? I don't know. Anyways. Monkey brain stimulated by number, yeah. Okay. Oops. What do I get? Oh, frick me. I bungled. I bungled that so hard. Alright. Okay, see if we can do this better. I can't tell if I got the melt properly. I don't know. Maybe Neversake is more fun, because maybe the point of this is just to get the setups. I don't know. No, I just bungled. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? You didn't see any of this happening. No, let me redo. Would Sethos say Sethos blessing? No, he'd say Sethos surprise. Sethos is the type of guy to scare his friends. Yeah, Sethos surprise. Yeah, I could see it. Jabai will be as fun as Arlecchino. I mean, is the main thing you get enjoyment out of Arlecchino? If you get enjoyment out of Arlecchino for like being able to, there we go. Being able to like swap her off-field mid-rotation and have team flexibility with doing all kinds of things with that. Jabai is not that, as far as I understand. She has to like stay in on-field for her skill state. But if what you get enjoyment out of Arlecchino is just getting good damage numbers, feeling comfortable to play for the damage numbers you get, and if you want to comfort DPS, I think that is the appeal of Jabai. Just comfort, normal attack spam is the main gameplay, right? I think there's a minor nuance to it there. So, yeah. Jean and Amber Fearless, I don't know the rotation. I mean, Jean and Amber Fearless is just shoot the bat twice with a charge attack, and then burst, and then you aim down at the ground with Jean hold skill, and just release the skill like right as it lands. It's not that hard to time. Yeah, you gotta get used to it, but you got a lot of wiggle room in it. And then if you do that alone, you usually don't want to do just that. There's more tech, to be clear, with the bat. There's way more tech that's a little bit trickier to get, but it's not. It's nowhere near as hard as like the Fatui stuff was last patch. So, anyways, I haven't tried to do the other things because I don't even have Shovelly. So, yeah. Why do we compare Jabai with Arlecchino? I mean, someone asked in the YouTube chat. That's why. Normally, I wouldn't actually compare them at all, personally. But people will because people still treat Arlecchino. What? Okay. I feel like we're not getting mouse as much here. I don't know. Maybe you just kind of want whatever. People still treat Arlecchino as like just normal attack spam DPS, right? Like most players, I think, playing Arlecchino don't understand her gameplay nuance. That's fine. You don't have to enjoy a character. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, I didn't even get a sacrifice reset there. What the hell? Okay, well, against the hamster, this feels a lot worse. I don't know. Anyways. Stand by VD Chaska for back clears. There. It put Pyro on itself there. I don't know. Interesting. Oh, let's just move on from this chamber, I say. What? Did I just fail to get a sacrifice reset again? Or did I just do something stupid? What happened? What is happening? Anyways, it's not performing that badly to be clear. Obviously, I could have cleared this better. Please. Sir. There we go. I don't know if there's an enemy I like less. Yeah. Lanyan is the most pleasing character to play against this thing, or Dia, because they can just womp on it while it does its BS. Lanyan's trickier than Dia, though. You have to time things with Lanyan, so it's an annoying boss optimism with Lanyan. As you kind of saw with the variance and how good we had with the clear earlier with the Animo team. You show me the rotation. It's not really a rotation though. Like I haven't done any full clear with Amber Jean. It's literally just like wait until the bat starts the fight. It goes in the middle. It jumps in the air. You pre-charge up your aim attack with Amber. Aim at it. As soon as the shield spawns, fire one charge attack. Charge up one more. Fire another one. Burst. And then it falls to the ground, and then right after you burst on Amber, you do Holy and Jean aim at the ground. That's all it really is. But you don't even have to use Amber. Like I used Bennett, and to clear dire difficulty, I used Bennett and Jean, or I just bursted in Jean and Bennett. The Sunfire Pyro swirls, like you just Q Bennett, Q Jean. The swirls break it, and then you have plenty of leeway for just holding the aim down while it falls, and it's just, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to do it. I don't have a rotation to show you. It's not a normal rotation. Multiple ways to delay spin, and here's Tars coming in as normal, being like, actually, it's a skill issue. I'm being silly, Tars, by the way. You know. Tars is not wrong. Tars is the master of being like, oh, there's actually ways to manipulate the enemy in order to... okay. I don't know. Sack frags... Okay, I thought I don't know. I thought I tested sack frags last night and it felt fine. But maybe I only tested everything. I don't remember. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Pyro Lanyan is just you just... Oh, what am I doing that for? You just... do the... Oh, well, I did dark mode. Whoopsies. Well, we're just gonna wait then. I don't want dark mode here. We'll test dark mode, but not right now. Okay. Maybe Pyro Lanyan is just a case of, you know, a Widzith or Nefersig or whatever other weapon. Yeah, it seems like we're getting the Cryo Aura removed now, which is interesting. I don't know if I'm just having skill issue though. going to be... There we go. Okay, whatever. And you're dead, sir. Alright. I represent all the players that suck at Genshin. That's my value as a content creator. Yeah. Yeah, I don't actually hate the hamster. I think it's kind of an interesting enemy. I'd rather that as a stall mechanic than many other stall mechanics, to be clear. I don't love that they put the hamster in Abyss constantly. I feel like it's a little too, it's a little too common. But anyways, yeah, so that's interesting. We will go and test Dark Durin to see how that works out for the balance of Lanyan's damage. But I also want to go just show some of the calcs quick. But anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then we'll do a couple more things with Lanyan. Bring back the Weenut. Yeah, the Weenut was the Weenut actually would be a interesting one to have back, but I'd be concerned with how its HP would be. But I wouldn't be against the idea. I don't know. We have so many options for like front-loaded damage nowadays. I think it would be fine. I don't think the Weenut would be a problem at all. I think it would be kind of fun. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, you can still do the damage during the stall. It incentivizes certain things. Like anyone that likes shielders, hey, guess what? The hamster is one of those enemies that justifies the desire for having shielders in the game. So, yeah. I'm doing it, but my gene is not working. Okay, fine. I'll go to the bathroom after I do this. I haven't tried the Amber thing, by the way, so I don't know. I literally haven't tried Amber gene alone. I know people are doing it, but you know. Oops. Gene. Amber. Yeah, I'm probably going to fail to do it on the first try because, again, the only thing I actually did was with... What's it called? With Bennett.
Let it rain.
Okay. Apparently I didn't apply enough pyro. Is it because, are you supposed to do like a Baron Bunny or something? I think you might, maybe it's Baron Bunny.
No escape.
Why? One hit before shield? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah. Because you want to have pyro. Yeah. I forgot. You want... I didn't do that, but sure, why not? What? Hello? Okay. You want to have pyro on it first, because that'll immediately reduce a tick. Yeah.
No one escapes my sight.
I failed. Yeah, I would generally speaking, personally just recommend to the average player, just do Gene Sunfire. Because like... What am I doing? Sorry. Just do Gene Sunfire as a Bennett Gene. And then, because that's just a buffing combo, and then you do like a Pyro DPS like Arlecchino, and you're fine.
Transfixed.
Do.
Let it rain.
God damn it. Why is it harder to do this one than fucking Sunfire? Look at the horizon, not the floor. Wait, what? When I do with Ben, I was able to look at the floor without a problem.
Get him. No escape.
There you go. I mean, you're right. So look at the horizon, look at the floor. I was definitely able to do this with looking at the floor before. We'll see if we can do it twice in a row. Yeah, Bennett is very easy. Like I don't know why most people should bother trying to do Amber unless you're just trying to have fun with it. Like that's why if you're just trying to have fun because it's funny to do an Amber and Jean solo clear kind of thing. Oh shit! I didn't. No, frick! I barely got it.
Bet you can let it rain.
Yeah, I did twice. So, anyways, yeah, there you go. But yeah, you can literally abuse like making it take multiple instances of fall damage with different characters and whatever. There's many things you can do to abuse this boss, but yeah, I think that by far the easiest one is just do Bennett Jean. And it shreds the shield fast, and then Jean VV will give you VV, you know, red shred for your pyro DPS. If you have Shalonen, it's even easier. This is what I use to clear Dire. So, you know, VV, red shred. Oh, sorry, I use Bennett. But red shred, Bennett Sunfire clears, Bennett buff for Arlecchino, go Burr, and it was like a very easy clear. So, at Dire. But the Amber Jean stuff is fun, right? Don't get me wrong. I think it's fun that exists. The fun of the boss is the fall damage tech, in my opinion. Anything that isn't the fall damage tech is kind of boring. So, but C0 Jean, you get 2 slams per shield, and C1 you get 3 slams per shield. Okay, interesting. So, anyways, I'll be BRB. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Shouldn't be very long. Do I have a tripod? I do have a tripod, but not close by enough. I wonder... Here. I'll give you cat cam. But... it's going to be like this. And the thing is, though, anytime I go to the bathroom, this dude... Oops. This dude, didn't mean to press the button to raise the desk, always is like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom too. So, yeah, time to knock over the camera. He'll probably immediately leave, by the way, but we'll see.
My plan for the day? Doing whatever I feel like, I suppose. Same with tomorrow, and the day after that. Swallows nest when skies are fair, but hide when storms are in the air. My plan for the day? Doing whatever I feel like, I suppose. Same with tomorrow, and the day after that.
Did he do that? I heard it fall over. Did it fall over on its own, or did he do it? Yes, all the cards in the ground. He bonked it. Great, brilliant. 10 out of 10. I feel like he had to go out of his way to do that. Yeah, someone can send me the clip. Like, as soon as I stepped in the bathroom, I like basically heard bonk, and I was like, okay, well, I hear the cat coming. You have a Palkia plushie? I do, yeah. My brother got me that for my birthday forever ago. Anyway, sorry, cat is on the lap now.
Tan furniture is made from strands that are smooth, thin, and
Cat is
strong
innocent,
like
they're
silk.
lying. Yeah, that's true.
Furniture like that can be just
I mean,
as
look,
precious
his
as
name
silver
is King
value.
Deshret. He
That's
does
no
what he
exaggeration.
wishes in his adventure for... He's king, he makes the laws. Permission to send link? Yes. You can also just DM me it, or put it in the Discord, in the clips channel or whatever, too. So, anyways, yes. Cat can do no wrong. Although, if that broke the phone, I would have been slightly upset. But it is probably fine. It's got a decent case. Anyways. Sure, let me look at it. Where is wait, should we do damage calcs? Look at damage numbers first? I think we should. Since we're opening the browser anyways. App. What really, dude? Okay, he clicked my mouse as I hit enter, and then it made me highlight a bunch of Twitch chat. Thank you, sir. Alright.
Doing whatever I feel like, I suppose. Same with tomorrow and the day after that.
Brilliant. Alright.
Doing whatever I feel like, I suppose.
Yep, yep.
Same with
Told you he's really predictable. The look into the camera and then the...
Same with tomorrow. And
Perfect. Amazing. Alright.
Swallows nest when skies are fair. but
I'm
hide
glad there was still like a visual too of the ground. So because the visual of the ground really sells that for properly like, being like, yep, camera fell over. It very much seems like he intentionally did that. Good job, sir. Alright, sorry. Anyways, I had to pet the cat. Okay. I have it up. Yes, there it is. So, okay. So this is is this my actual build? Let me double check. We'll put the exact build in. Let's see. Okay. So this I think is the timepiece I have there. Yeah, 187, 9. Okay, wait, no, this is not the exact build because I'm using a 2 attack build. Okay, so trash that. Wait, no, that was fine. Wait, no, that one was okay. Yeah, brain is braining. Don't worry about it. Okay, we just need to do 2 attack. Doesn't really matter which sets. Brap. Okay. So we have 2 attack, a pyro bonus. Okay. And Pyro Goblet is 13.6. 14. And a ridiculous circlet. 31.9. 10.5. And no flat attack. Okay. Timepiece is correct. This was 11.3. 21.8. 23 EM. And the flower 3.1. 37.3 and 37 EM. Okay. So numbers, Bennett on Noblesse, Lolly on Scroll, Starcaller's Watch. Okay. Yep. So everything enabled here properly. Yep. Okay. Okay. So this matches, I believe, what we got in practice, right? Where we got about 150,000 damage on a melt. This is with Nefersig, of course. And then our non-melt hits were about 40k, right? And so this is an interesting example, right, where it does show how yep, we do sacrifice a lot of our burst damage, right? Remember when we were doing our animo tests with Farazan, whatever, our burst gets, you know, 100 and with Neversink it's like 130,000 whatever. So like a 400k burst compared to a, you know, not even 200k animo burst. But overall, the balance here is interesting, right? Where we get enough pyro damage that it is competing with the animo damage focus build. And I don't know that's 100% ideal even to do Pyro Goblet, because there's things like if we go and switch this to an attack percent Goblet, you can see we lose quite a bit of Pyro damage, but then we gain in Burst and our other damage. Or we can even put an EM Goblet on and whatever. So I don't know what the right conjunction of EM Pyro is. I think if I'm going to play this team, I'm probably going to put a Pyro Goblet on, because I think the fun is trying to get the big Pyro numbers. I'm at 1k vids on YouTube. Wow. Dropped my computer yesterday. Now the audio is so low, even at max. That's interesting. Varka rumors? Was there kit rumors? I don't know. Anyways, so, and real quick though, so this is with Durin, right? C0. If we turn off the Seat Lolly buff, you can see what happens here. So turn off C2 Seat Lolly. Wait, okay, this is just the EM, which the EM is meaningful for sure, right? Because she has EM scaling damage, and also that'll be meaningful for the melt hit, right? So the one melt hit goes from 150k without C2 Saint Lolly to 115k, but I believe that's with C2. Yeah, that's still with the C2 here. So it's actually, yeah, it's literally a 50% more on the melt. And this is still with C1 active, right? And on the non-melt hits, they go from 40k to 33k. So not as big of a drop, obviously. But then C1 Seat Lolly is the flat buff, you know, and now we're dropping to 22k plus 20k. Like the pyro damage and the animo damage are the same here, and that is a lot less damage. Like this is as much pyro damage as I can get when I play with Frina, right? Like Frina Farazan will get this much pyro damage as this team gets right now with a C0 Seat Lolly, but it will also get like 40k animo hits. So like this is what I was talking about, where I just don't think it's worth it with a with a C0 Seat Lolly. But you know, C1 Seat Lolly starts to make it worthwhile. C2 Seat Lolly obviously starts to make it worthwhile. So again, and I'm comparing like C2 Seat Lolly to C2 Farina, and then like a C0 Durin to a C6 Farazan kind of thing. So I don't actually think they're that far away in investment. So I think it's interesting though that it gets as close as it does. But what happens when we enable Durin C1 and C2? So we'll do Durin C1 alone. So my Durin build is a triple attack percent build that when the attack buff is up from Noblesse and whatever, you'll have 3600 attack. So Durin C1 takes the animo hits to 32k and the Feather Moon Ring to 51k. And with Melt, it takes the Melt all the way to 191k. Okay, and now let's add in Constellation 2, which gives 50% pyro damage bonus and animo damage bonus. And now we're getting out to 230k. 230k Melt. And so Durin, you know, Durin C1, C2 is adding, you know, an extra, almost near doubling of the melt damage, let alone also increasing the animo damage, right? Like this takes Durin, like this team is with C2 Durin and C2 Seat Lolly is to the point now where with the C2 of both of them, which is obviously a lot higher investment, to be clear. This is a lot higher investment than the in my opinion, than the C2 Farina C6 Lan Yan team. Or sorry, C6 Farazan team. But we get animo damage numbers that are pretty similar to what we get with Farina. And we get big melts on occasion. And the pyro hits are way bigger than with Farina. So like with enough investment, and like this is, it's not that I'm recommending it, right? I'm not recommending someone do this. But with enough investment, right? Sorry, let me go show the non-melt hits. So the non-melt hits are getting 60k, which is ridiculous. And again, this is with the flat buffs up specifically, if we remove the flat buffs up. Like, so this would be like if we use sack frags, the nuance of sack frags is going to become a little bit weirder with the constellations all active, right? So remove the flat buffs and you can see the damage falls quite a lot. But and that's why I think, because the flat buffs are not going to apply to the second skill, or it'll only apply to some of the hits of the second skill in particular, I don't think it's actually worth it to use sack frags with these constellations per se. So yeah, anyways, like taking Lan Yan's pyro damage to and this 60k pyro damage is also like what we can get with animo damage, by the way. Like if I go and if I do C2 Durin, Farazan Bennett, Lan Yan can get with Nefersig 60k animo hits, and then her pyro hits though are 30k, right? So 60k pyro hits plus the ability to get a pyro hit that gets a melt plus 45k animo hits is generally speaking going to be better, I think. Like this team with C2 Durin active should be better than with Farazan. So stupid basically that it's possible at all, in my opinion. And that's kind of all there is to it. I don't know, I think it's just funny. So it'll be fun to revisit this when I actually activate it, but I'm waiting to activate until I get to the point of wanting or get to the point of testing Durin, I think, with the new Abyss and whatever, because I do want to see how that works. But yeah, anyways, let's check real quick what happens with the damage number here though with sack frags, with and without the flat buffs up. And then we'll check Widzith as well. Where is it? Where? Am I blind? I think I am blind. Where? There it is. I wasn't blind, it was below. Okay. So sack frags, we can still get 190k on a melt hit. That's still kind of bonkers. Non-melt hits get 48k, 34k. Okay, sack frag's still kind of great. And the burst is a lot lower damage though. I think it's worth using the bonus skill in Shiver, so it is sometimes if you need the pyro or more fav triggers. One hypothetically benefit from an NA as being infused with the same element she swirls. Hypothetically, yes, because like vaporize, like if she could be turned into a hydro infusion, right? Applying hydro, or like you would just have more options for doing more things, right? If we like, you can see like the one hit here is 17k. If we forcibly changed that to pyro or whatever, and said that was a melt, this would be, you know, a freaking nonsense high hit as well, right? Like a 100k hit or something. So anyways, sack frags though, because again, we're looking at sack frags without sack frags without the flat buffs up, because again they would run out, I believe, in the middle of the second skill, and it's not that much of a fall off, but it's still obviously in the territory. But now, you know, Animal Lanyan is a lot better. So ooh, the cat pooped, and that is a stinky poop. Good lord, cat. What the hell? All right. Good thing there's no smell-o-vision on this stream. Listen to Cole. What are you going on with Rotten's dream? No, whatever. Sorry, I'm just getting minorly annoyed that there's like a wall of text in my YouTube chat that has nothing to do with what we're doing on stream. It's fine. Bye, Vivacious. Thanks for joining. I think it'll be Varka's kit. That'd be cool. I'd be down if it was Varka's kit. Varka could indeed be the anima main DPS. That actually is what I wanted. But we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if it's boring. So, anyways, yeah, without the flat buffs up, I think it's not as compelling. So, like, I don't think Sacrifice is that good. But what about Widzith? I don't think Sacrifice is that good with Pyro Lanyan, which I think is fine. I'm glad I'm finding context to do Lanyan with other weapons, right? So let's check Widzith though. So Widzith without any buffs up. Right, without enabling one of the Widzith buffs. And all the Widzith buffs, by the way, are beneficial on Lanyan. So you don't really have to RNG optimize unless you're trying to get as fast as clear as possible, which maybe then you are. And that already, wait, that's surprisingly close to, obviously less crit rate, but that, without any widget buff, dude, you don't have to scratch at the metal container. This cat is, it's always, the orange cat just, I don't know, I understand why they do it, you know, they're trying to bury their poop or whatever, but he's so noisy. Ashru is just like, I'll bury the poop, and then he just buries the poop, and then Didi, the king orange cat, is like, nope, must scratch at the wall, scratch at the litter box for like 3 minutes straight. Anyways. So he gets angry when he poops. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so we're getting 40k Feather Moon rings and whatever. What was Nefersig again? Wasn't it like, 60k with 44k? Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. Well, actually a little higher with, 45, 62. Okay, so that makes sense. And the average damage should be meaningfully higher with Nefersig because of the 8% crit rate as well. Like when I've tested Nefersig versus Widzith in practice, generally speaking, Nefersig is just, more consistent, but Widzith, if you can take advantage of the additional front load, could be better than Nefersig. So, yeah, at a baseline, a little bit worse than Nefersig. But let's dare to envision a Widzith buff. So first we'll do attack buff. And, okay, so attack buff is worse than No, attack buff is about the same as Nefersig. But Nefersig is always up, right? And then EM buff is about the same as Nefersig. Okay, so damage bonus buff is probably going to be a lot better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, damage bonus buff is quite a bit better. So what is the peak number? Widzith would be the highest screenshot number. I think. Actually, we should check with the EM buff. Okay, so 260k on a melt. It's so stupid. Freaking 70. Oh, that's so dumb. Jesus Christ. Anyways, what the hell? All right. Anyways, and then what about the EM buff with the melt? Oh, with the EM buff, the melt is actually higher than with the damage bonus buff. Okay, so EM buff and damage bonus buff in the Pyro DPS Lanyan team are the best. All right, and then I guess for the stupidity of let's check like true whale investment. I know some people might consider C2's whale investment already, which, if your goal is to get a bunch of C0 characters and get C2s, then yes, C2 is whale, I guess. But if you choose to sacrifice getting new characters in exchange for constellations, you could achieve this without spending a ton of money, right? I didn't spend a shit ton of money. I mean, like I spent a little bit of money on Durin, but I wouldn't have actually had to spend much money on Durin at all if I had not gotten Venti, which I kind of regret, but anyways. Let's see, EM buff, and then for funsies, let's pretend we have C6 Durin, which I'm not doing, but I don't know, let's do actual true whale things. So C6 Durin is Death Shred, by the way. And then C6 Silali, I think is just damage bonus. It's Pyro and Hydro damage bonus. Pyro and Hydro. Oh yeah, because that's what a Red Shred is, yeah. Okay. So, yep, there you go. C2 Silali, or sorry, C6 Silali, C6 Durin. Another doubling, basically. Not a doubling, that's like that's another like 60%. So, yep. Not particularly worth it. Actually, wait, what's the non-melt hits? Oops, not that. 90k. Still stupid. All right. Yeah. Anyways, that's where Pyro Lanyan's basically at, I think. The higher investment you go, the more Pyro Lanyan worth. And I don't know. I'm not gonna recommend anyone do it, but I think it's cool that it's possible. That's kind of all there is to it. Let's go test dark mode Durin though. Should we test on? No, we should test on Nefersig. I'm gonna test on Nefersig because that's the one I'm more familiar with at this point. I was gonna say test on. What's it called? My brain. It's fine. I don't know. My brain doesn't function anymore. It's fine. Okay. Oops. Dark mode, is there anything better to do? Not really. I mean, obviously a normal attack, but E normal attack burst and whatever. Alright. Poor Yehoda didn't survive a single day? Yeah, unfortunately not. Yehoda, like, can't really... She has a stupid Ascending Gleam restrictions. She can't even do things like this. Even if she could, it wouldn't be that interesting, because it's not very active in gameplay. The C6 worth it? Lanyan? Yes. C6 Lanyan was very worth it.
Let's see what you're made of.
Isn't there literally a new Abyss tomorrow? I believe day after tomorrow for me.
With one heart.
That's part of the reason I'm recording and doing some of this testing now. I don't know how different the new Abyss will be for testing.
Can't hide the truth. It all falls into place. No more lies.
Yehoda C6? Oh, fuck no. No, but I wanted Durin copies anyway, so it's fine. Right. Alright, Dark Mode Durin, let's see.
Fulfill our pact. You two. Time to end them. Let them fly. Up and away.
Okay. I EE by accident. God damn it. Yeah, damn it. Redo. And we got a Venti? I mean, yes, but I wouldn't have had to spend the money I had to spend for Durin, which I didn't. I got away with not. I got pretty lucky with Durin, but like,
This chance is
I would have preferred the reality where I spent less money and didn't get Venti, personally. Why, Mies? Because I could just play Venti on your
Can't
account.
hide the truth.
Or anyone else's account. I could use my content creator privilege.
Here. No more lies.
Maybe best in slot for Varga? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna commit to Varga. I like Varga, but I'm only if I'm interested in his kid, I'll pull for him. Right now, I'm far more,
It all adds up.
as far as future polling plans go, I'm far more inclined to the idea of going all in on the one and only angel that matters.
everybody stand back. Let's get to work.
Okay.
Suffer the wrath of Eastleigh. Let them fly.
Yep.
Up and away. Ills be gone.
Okay, you do have energy. Yeah.
Going in. Fulfill our pact. You two. Time to end them.
Okay.
Let them fly.
Oh, Durin stole that melt. It's fine. He got an 80k melt.
Let's light it up. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Like how edgy he is when he does this
Papa, get
dark mode. It's so funny. Oops.
dancing in the way.
Well, that just enabled 160k melts. So I bungled up, but that bungle was probably better.
Light it up.
Like getting cryo infusion on Lanyan might actually be ideal. Maybe.
Everybody stand. Get to work. You two. Time to end them. Closing in.
How did I get cryo there?
Fly.
Okay, well, that's sure. Oh, god dang it, really? I mean, I think I played it poorly. It feels similar, fundamentally. I think there is definitely differences with the application uptime on like when the cryo goes away for Lanyan versus Durin, because obviously Durin's hitting at different times. So it's interesting.
With one heart, we pray.
Mies, is there any characters you're specifically planning on getting, regardless of kit? I'm pretty much guaranteed to get Nicole at this point. But other than, oh god damn it. But other than that, I don't really have any strong preference personally.
Can't hide the truth.
No 200k, sorry. Oh boy. Sunbringer M12.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Fulfill our pact. Suffer the wrath of Eastleaf. Swift is the storm.
Nice. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure energy needs are fine. Alright, that's...
Get to work.
Mm.
East Papa, get
Oh,
him.
hold on, you jumped in there.
Up and away.
TV will be turned off in 1 minute. Why? Stop it. Stop it. I love that. God. Pains of doing things. I hate TVs, by the way. Whatever. I got a good deal on it. This was much cheaper than buying the monitor equivalent, but my god, it has stupid ass software features that are just annoying as shit that monitors don't have.
Everybody stand back.
Like I love that this TV, literally while I'm using it constantly, is like, your TV's gonna turn off. Why? Yeah, I don't know. I think overall it feels worse.
Closing in.
But, oh god damn it, really?
Let's light it up.
But also it's not really fundamentally different, I don't think. Nobody completely regardless of kit, but Alice is Tormetus Reg. Alice is Tormetus Reg. That's a funny way to describe liking Alice. Yeah, Alice is definitely leaning towards a skip for me, but ultimately, yep, will depend on the kit.
It all adds up. The mystery unravels. Can't hide the truth. It all falls into place. It all adds up.
Die. Mm-hmm. The stash line.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Alright.
Let's light it up.
Can I switch? Why did it not let me switch? That was weird. Alright.
Papa, get him. Dancing in the
We get
wind.
120k, I saw. Oh, I think we might have got an extra melt there. It was either a melt on Lanyan or a melt on Durin. Okay, maybe it can be better. I don't know. Maybe the timing just feels weird. So I got used to the other thing.
No mercy.
No reason to. Okay. Okay.
Going in. Get to work. Suffer the wrath of Eastleaf. Up and away.
No, alright, that's fine, I guess.
Swift is the swallow. Let's light it up.
Okay.
Everybody stand. Show no mercy. You two. Time to end them. Closing in. Up and away.
Oh, energy. Oh, no. Okay, come on.
Get to
Oh boy, energy on. Oh my god, stop it. My god. Ah. Okay, well, everything went wrong here. Jesus.
Eastleaf.
But hey, we ended with a melt on Lanyan. Yeah, I don't know. It still works with my brain. It still works with dark mode Durin. That's cool. So, yep. It's just pick what you want. I think for the balance you got going on. It's possible dark mode Durin could be better with constellations, even whatever. But I would probably pick some more support mode Durin because it doesn't feel fundamentally different, and I like seeing a little bit bigger damage numbers from Lanyan. That's all. Pretty simple. So yeah. Is there anything else we're gonna test with? Oh, we're gonna do quick in Lanyan. It's not really a good abyss for Quicken, is it? But Nightmare Mother-in-Law. What do you do with Quicken Lan Yan? I don't even know. So what time is it? It's 6:13. Okay. I want to make sure I have time for D&D. I don't have that much more time. We do need to go into poems only quick. It's Quicken Lan Yan. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it looks like. We'll have to come back to it. I don't feel like changing the build around 500 times. Like it already took me like an hour to figure out what build I wanted to use for a Pyro Lan Yan the other night. So I'm just gonna say let's go into poems only quick, and then maybe we can do the first part of the Durin quest before I end the stream. But thank you for joining me for the valuable testing, because I do think that was necessary things to get. What's the next Abyss cycle going to be for the non-Durin chill side? Is it going to be flexible for testing? Can the HomDG cat load? Hello? I know they weren't updating, but why is it just broken? I cannot see. Okay, well, whatever. HomDG cat's down? Well, they said down for updates. Didn't know it was going to be down for everything. I didn't realize the HomDG cat owner was one person. I strongly feel they need to figure out their hosting situation for the site to be probably not hosted on their computer or something. I don't know. So, anyways, but it's fine. I appreciate the effort they put in for giving valuable information that we need. So, it does explain why HomDG cat has mistakes and just lack of information for certain things sometimes. Because, yep, one person means you get all the one person problems. Anyways, what am I doing? Oh yeah, as far as polearms only dire clear goes, I don't know. I did some testing over the past couple days. Quite frankly, spent like several hours testing different things against different bosses. I actually think the ideal situation now, what am I doing? Is what Eon's on really? Is probably, but maybe not. Doing Flynn's against the bat, because Zhongli's pretty good at breaking the shield. And then there might be some fall damage tech to do with Zhongli alone, but I don't know. And then Arlecchino against the Baptist. Why my whole D is not working properly, I swear. And then Raiden Chevreuse against the Plunge boss. I think it's probably doable, but like every one of them is really annoying. Like the Raiden one requires really good gameplay. Not as awful, I think, as the previous one was. And I think it's more fun. And I'm interested in I'm definitely interested in trying to get the dire clear with the Raiden team against the Plunge boss alone. But doing the full dire clear is pain. Like Flynn's versus the bat, it's just kind of awful, I feel like. And then Arlecchino requires some really annoying optimization for timing certain parts of her melt hits with the downtime windows. And even then, I haven't had a single attempt that I'd say got like particularly close in my testing. And I was just vibe check testing to see how close I could push it, right? And the answer just feels to me like not that close. So I don't know. Why Raiden didn't work with a bat? I mean, Raiden can work with a bat. I'll probably go back and test that. I forgot who it was. I think it was Osorio. Sorio sent me some footage of Chevreuse. Chevreuse has to position a certain distance away from the bat, and then Chevreuse's initial burst, not the little bombs, but the initial burst plus the Chevreuse holdies from her C4 can get through the bat shield. You were so close to the perfect Flynn's piece. Also perfect Columbina piece. Wow. For main DPS Columbina. But anyways, what was I saying? I'll still level that, by the way. So like that's good, but the problem is like I don't actually think Raiden. Like I'm pretty sure clearing the dire plunge boss with Flynn's is going to be just as difficult, basically, as clearing with Raiden. Like I don't actually think there's a meaningful difference there. Well, okay then. The game's just pooping all the artifacts that I would love to have on my main account on polearms only. Sure, should stop farming this set on polearms only. Honestly. So, anyways, first room 2 plunge weasel. Oh boy, that's gonna be weird. 2 hydro phantasm. That's gonna be weird. I will try to use Lanyan on both sides though. So sorry. Yeah. So the bat can probably be done with Raiden, but like I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Where like I don't even with shush, dude. I don't even think with that as an option it meaningfully changes anything. It's still going to be difficult to get the clears, and it's still going to be annoying as shit to get the Baptist clear. Like not having Candace free, like Flynn's eating Candace sucks balls for this dire difficulty. It really sucks, and it makes it not very fun to try to figure out how to make things work personally. So I don't know, and it's the holiday season. I just don't know if I care or have the desire to spend the time doing that versus other things I could be doing. Is kind of where it is at. So time to Dragon Strike. Well, you already are Dragon Striking against the boss. Like you're plunging. There's no Dragon Strike, it's just you're plunging like normal. Like the Raiden gameplay is not that hard. So I don't know. Tars, if you're here, you're welcome to try if you wanted to play on the account for some reason. Particularly if you wanted to like contrast the gameplay experience there and with if you end up making a video, but I'm not trying to. I don't want to pressure you to try to do a full clear yourself or anything. So it's the Tars Abyss, yeah. So, anyways, I might give up. I don't think it's impossible. I think I might have Tars not log in, but I might like join a call with Tars and be like, hey, can you watch some of my ideas for things I have going on here? Because Tars oftentimes will have good ideas for how to optimize things further. Yeah, if there is something that is figured out for an exploit for the bat with solo Zhongli, that could be a pretty big deal, because solo Zhongli, if there's something with solo Zhongli that like can get extra fall damage in the bat, and then I can do Zhongli and plus something, and without using Candace for Flynn's, and then use Candace for the Baptist, I think suddenly things become a lot more real. And doable for me, but we'll see. Shao isn't even a consideration. I still have to actually go test him, but I am very confident he will not be doable. Particularly because you need to do damage in the downtime parts, and he doesn't do that. So, anyways, what's that 4-line piece? Could this be a relevant Flynn's piece? I mean, yes, it's double max roll on a flower, and the EM is a good stat, but I feel like it kind of has to roll entirely crit. Ideally not min rolls, but, they're better than not crit rolls. Okay. That was a high roll. Okay. 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 Christ. Could I get this? Like, bruh. This is now... Alright then. Meanwhile, my main account, how do I have multiple, bruh, whatever. Is this the second or third piece I have over 40 crit damage on this account? How do you, I don't, you know, I don't care. Okay, so hello, Flimsy boy. Hello, Flimsy boy. Let's see what this does for you. Welcome to probably your artifact that will never ever be improved. Wait, I get. Is this a 4-line? No, it's not a 4-line. What the frick, bruh? Okay. What the frick? WTF emote? Yeah, we should add that emote. That's true. Do I remember to start the Durin quest? Okay, well, now we're gonna be a little distracted figuring out a new build for Flint's. Pardon me, but I gotta be distracted here. We might not do the Durin quest now. Like, how can we gotta, you know. Anyways, okay, so yes to that. We keep this probably. Do we go back to a off-piece goblet? What do I have for an off-piece circlet? Okay, wait, so first of all, let's what do I see? Doesn't have attack percent, delete it, true. So 59 236.9. Okay. Okay, by the way, for comparison, one of the pieces I had used as an off piece on Flynn's regularly was this piece, which has 13% less crit damage, but has more EM and attack percent roll. So like, it's not that much worse, but you know. No Durin quest to see it. I'm sorry. We might still do it, but I don't know if I have time with spending a bunch of time reconfiguring Flynn's build and now testing Flynn's, because how could I not? So, anyways, the real question, like, there's no way I don't use this, right? And obviously this has just crit out the butt. And then this timepiece is perfect, basically. I don't have a better timepiece than this for an off piece. I do have a better off piece goblet, but it's not into crit rate, I don't think. I just sort by crit rate, crit damage first. Okay, I do have that, which is interesting. That has, I mean, it's barely more CV, but it also has more flat attack. But I have that if I want the ER. I have that if I want more crit damage. Okay. Interesting. That's also interesting. Okay, okay. How many elixirs do I have? One, I think. One, yeah, never mind. So this would be between figuring out an off-piece circlet or not, basically. Okay. We currently have 20% attack on our current circlet, by the way, which is, you know, pretty good. But that's not that much worse, and that gives crit. Is that a better balance than doing it? It probably is. Also has flat attack, too. It's probably not that much less attack. Okay, let's... This one's interesting, too, actually, but... So a little bit less attack. 96 to 36. Okay. Versus... Also, yeah. Look at this freaking Columbina piece, by the way. Basically useless on this account. Let's go. Boy. If only this was attack percent, bro. If only. I'd give it to you if I could, Ray. I would. I really would. For free. I mean, not for, I mean, you've given me enough money that it's not really free, but... Yeah, no, the flat EM roll is good. Oh boy, what a weird problem. Okay, so okay, wait. So crit damage, attack percent EM. That's a 3-liner. That's a 3-liner. That's a 3-liner. This is a 3-liner. That's a 4-liner. I'm tempted, not gonna lie. Because I feel like what I want is, you know, this but 10% crit rate. That's all. But if we equip this... No, not that. 2687, 56.6, 251. Let's check this quick, because... I don't know. It's... but it's like 80... No, I ain't gonna use it. I ain't gonna use this build. Freaking 86% crit rate, it's cringes all hell. This is not a real build to me right now. This flower is so freaking weird for... for balancing his stats now. God, okay. It makes it really hard to use this goblet. I kind of really want to reroll the circlet for Raiden, or not for Raiden, for Flynn's. The emblem circlet, because it could also be for Raiden. Is that the best one to reroll though? This is a 4-liner too. This one's probably better. It's probably started with better rolls. The only thing it doesn't have is flat attack. God, what a weird problem. Mineral crit rate, right? But... And it also probably was a low roll attack percent start, but 4-line with the ideal stats overall. I equip this for a second. Dream of the hypothetical. Hypothetical, 2 more high crit rate rolls. Yeah, perfect crit rate. Fuck it. What? It's the same piece. Sick. Okay. Alright. Thanks, game. I mean, I guess that means I can throw away... Well, I can't really, but I could probably throw away this. Oh boy. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Unfortunate, but is what it is. I think it was worth the gambit. Alright, I think this circlet is probably the best bet. Unless it's better to just stick with this. And let's see, 2703. Yeah. And then I don't really have a goblet that's meaningfully better though. Like, I have this. It's a tiny bit better. I don't know, that might be better. No, that's gotta be worse. That's gotta be worse. Yeah. Okay. So I guess this means I'm going to continue on my journey for an ideal circlet for him. And that's the main thing I'm farming for. And the main reason I'm even farming the domain still. Just give me this. Like, imagine this was attack percent. I mean, this could actually still be ideal, to be clear. Right? If we should probably check it. I mean, I don't know why I didn't look at that first. But, so 12.6%, 12.1 crit rate. And that's basically all it has. So much lower attack, though. But now I'm at 98% crit rate, 251. So let's compare this. We'll just use Akasha for simplicity. But actually, you know, we're gonna check in practice too, because frick, what do we check in practice? Let's just use the capybara. Sorry, we're gonna use the capybara, and we're gonna check what this build gets in practice compared to the other build with a little bit lower crit rate but way more attack. The thing is, like, there's two variants of Flynn's teams that this account plays, right? One of them is with Eonson, in which case the attack buff from Eonson meaningfully lowers the value of attack stats on Flynn, whereas with Shao, though, attack stats have higher value because we don't have the attack buff from Eonson. So yeah. Serenade, everything should be fine here. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Annihilation mode.
390 AK. Yeah, 390 AK again. I'm doing that. Calm rotation order, that's fine. Okay. Pretty consistent 390 AK. Okay. Meow. We don't have a meow emote? Sure, we'll add meow. Okay. Let's get energy back, I guess. And then we'll go test the other circlet. And if the higher attack build with less crit is better with Eons on, it's definitely better with Shao. Okay. So we will do this. And then go back to this. Yeah, there we go. So a lot more attack. Less crit though, like 15 less crit. See how it goes. Well, it's not that much better, but it seems to be better. And like I said, if it's better with Eons on, which has lower value to attack stats, it's definitely better for Shao. Alright. Cool. Well, I'll use the better build then. This does confirm to me what my intuition was though, and why I wasn't really looking at that onset 12 crit rate circlet in the first place, is because the attack stats matter a lot. So interesting. So yeah, then it would just be a question of like it might have been the smarter play to reroll. As silly as it sounds, it might have been the smarter play to reroll one of my goblets to see if it like rolled 15 crit rate kind of thing. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I guess I should have leveled this too. Yup. Yup. Okie dokie. Is this a 4-liner? No. Yeah, I should have considered the potential of rerolling a goblet first before I reroll that circlet, but whatever. A circlet had the highest risk versus reward, I think. Not too big a deal. Rerollers are not high enough value for me to concern myself over that much. Okay. Interesting. Cool. So we'll go check the ranking of this build then. This should be my best Flynn's build. I have no idea what my Flynn's is currently ranked at on Akasha. Let's see. Polearms only. Oh no, Arlecchino's gonna fall out of the top 100. Aw. I don't really care. He's top 2.7%, and this is with the high crit rate feather, which put him at like 100% crit rate. So now we have a little bit less than 100% crit rate, much lower attack, and this is a leaderboard, by the way, that significantly biases the value of attack stats. Not significantly, it definitely biases towards attack stats, but anyways. So we'll see. I'm not sure what it's going to get to. Same feather. Flower is completely different. Circlet is different now too. We'll see. Top 1% maybe. Oh, he's barely not in the top 1%. Yeah, I need that onset circlet. I need me the onset circlet. This makes me want to do the theater clear more actually. Yeah, okay. That's I think where it puts me up. 1 crit rate roll difference, yeah, pretty much. That's why I re-rolled the circlet. Why did I log out? Yeah, it's a pretty big jump though, like for that 1 artifact. But yeah, it's a bonkers good artifact to get. No longer need to concern myself with on offset flower, offset feather. It's like the flower and feather. Like, let's be real. I mean, obviously, could get an attack percent roll, and it is. This is a funny showing, by the way, like how the roll value on this feather with much less CV is higher than on this flower. But like I could theoretically get a 4-line timepiece that has, you know, 1 more crit roll or whatever. But other than that, it's just like getting a better goblet, and that would be as simple as just using the existing goblets I have with an off-piece circlet. So really just need me a 4-liner circlet with crit rate attack percent. And you know what? I say I don't need my damn fragiles. There's no polearm unit coming out for a while. Forget. We can, instead of doing Durin quests, let's finish it off with Flynn's Gambit, I guess. Gone from number 1111 to 1127. Sad. How will you ever live with yourself? Which is the least annoying to farm with Flynn's? Probably this. I think this doesn't do anything cringe. Alright. I need to take a look at my Nefa build again for this team. Really? Okay. Yeah, this was slower start than I expected. Probably should have just... Wait, one E probably just kills it, doesn't it? Or 1 mini burst. We have a circlet. I mean, that's interesting. No. I hadn't considered the possibility, but you know, I'm interested. I somewhat wish I had the reroll feathers now. Triple attack, yeah.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
No, not really.
Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
Okay, we're not fighting this. Would rather fight this. Apparently it is Flynn's day. When was Flynn's birthday? That was a while ago.
Control breathing. Yeah. Yeah. Let. Do your work. Grant us your blessing.
Bro, dodged my secondary hit.
Nightfall.
Halloween. Oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't that long ago. It's a belated birthday gift. I mean, I'll lock it, but at this point, what? At this point, what is the point? Wow. Do I bother with this? I don't actually think I do. I think I have better things. Yeah, that attack percent piece is weird. Imagine getting a top 1% Flynn's with that attack percent circlet.
Close your eyes. Feel the dark.
41.2 crit damage, yeah. Just have the same exact situation happen again. Weird pieces. Alright. And we got to the 1200 resin. How exciting. Is Alua so irrelevant? I'm not even gonna commit to getting Alua, Aqua. He is a shit garbage. He is worse than Mika for Poland only. I'm sorry. No, I should okay this. Whoops. Now I'm on cooldown. Brilliant. Like he basically does nothing for the account. And will I consider risking my guarantee for him if he's on a Neva's banner? Yes. But we're getting circlets every time. Okay. Game's like, no, you should be happy with your attack circlet. I mean, you're not wrong, but I treasured every bow, yeah. But I want C6 Raiden. I have a guarantee now. Like, I don't know, you have to make smart decisions with your resources sometimes. And if Mihoyo's gonna go hard ass down their archetype impact bullshit design for character kits, then like, I don't know. And hopefully he's just free. Like, normally the 4-star they release in Lantern Rite is free, right? I'm not gonna... okay. I'm not gonna... okay. I'm not gonna specifically... no. I'm not gonna... what? What the... Yes, C6 Raiden will be impactful on this account. The fuck? Okay, sorry. My brain's just confuddled there. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's nothing really to do on forums only now. Like until we know of a new actual 5-star releasing, or if they released a 4-star kit. Like, I don't know. Last year we were spoiled. I mean, we were spoiled 2 years ago by Chevrolet, and then last year we were spoiled with Eon's on release, and that was great. But like this year, it does not seem like we are getting. Do I try this? If it, you know what? We'll take it to level 8 if it rolls. You know, if it rolls once into it, any crit. Like, it has to be an all crit rolls and like all high rolls, maybe, because we're a little low on crit rate, right? So relevant for separating Flynn's. Flynn's needs Hydro. And Nefa isn't that important for anyone other than Flynn's, to be honest. She can be valuable, but like, we have enough other options for Electro. It's not usually relevant. Okay. I actually think this is a better piece than this other, this one. Honestly, I'm gonna unlock it. Frick that piece. All right, last fragile. Another Candace would be like getting a 6-star. Yeah, at this point, pretty much. That's all I want. I just want Candace too. If Alua was Hydro, I'd go all into him. Yeah. If Alua was Hydro, I'd guarantee be down. Doesn't matter. But like, they made his kit to be a bundle character for Jibai, and he has. Okay, I mean it's 4 lines, so I'll try it. He has minor. I have really good feathers in that set. He has minor meme utility for Zhongli, and maybe he's a valuable theater unit. That's literally it. If Alu was Dahlia, I mean, that would not be very good. But like if Polearms only got a new Hydro unit and it was Dahlia, I would be disappointed, because what Polearms only needs is a Hydro unit that can actually apply some Hydro. Because Dahlia would not keep up, like at minimum, just a Hydro unit that could keep up Hydro for keeping up Electric Charge. Like we need or Lunar Charge. We need a Hydro unit that applies 1 Hydro every like 3 seconds. We need a character that's worse than Ino, and then that would give a lot of flexibility. So. Yes. Anyways. What is this? Oh, yeah. Claim, feather, wow. Okay. Let's see. Reroll the flower, clearly. That would be a flex. Alright, this, you need like crit rate roll, or you're going the pooper. Goodbye. It's a good roll, but not what we need. Alright. And 4-line principle, you are, same story. You are not worth considering if you do not crit rate roll. Goodbye. Easy. Alright, was there anything else? Oh yeah, there was a circlet, right? Nothing else other than the circlet, though, I don't think. Some of these can be thrown away now, honestly. There's not as much reason to keep some of these pieces now that I have a god tier piece with a ridiculous CV. Like, what's the point of this 3-liner piece? Let's be real. I'll keep some double crit pieces on principle and whatnot, but alright. Even as flat attack. Go. Alright, well. It was a nice dream for a second. It was a nice dream for a second. I am going to actually star this as a potential reroll in the future, because I think it's a fun one to potentially try. I won't reroll it until I actually ran some numbers on it, to be clear. But, wow, thanks for the crit roll at the end. Bina piece, yeah, true. Attack circlet Bina, let's go. And now we get the 4-line crit rate circlet that Raiden wants. Easy. 2 circlets. That's a hybrid Raiden goblet. That's a 4-liner. That's an attack thing. That's a Xiangling piece, actually. Actually, is Xiangling on this? I don't. Who's? I have someone on that. But wow. Or someone on that. Someone on emblem. 4-liner. Cat cam. Oshter's gone, but he be comfortable. Kitty curl indeed. Who was on emblem attack timepiece? I thought someone was. Maybe not. Oh, I put you on an emblem attack timepiece the other day, didn't I? Hmm. Okay. So I have this. Which is interesting. I don't actually have that good of attack type pieces. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Sure. Alright. Lots of crit damage rolls today. It's a good piece. Good alternative to that piece, if I ever need it. I might never need it. That's how polearms only be lost artifacts I don't really need. Do I have any good off-piece attack circles? Oh yeah. Should have checked that. That's true. Okay. That one's weird if you need the ER. Okay, so it's really just that first one. Well, this is about a 42. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, what does this look like? It's probably too much crit rate, isn't it? Yes, it is. The ideal would be this piece, but one crit rate roll into crit damage. So this is close. That's that's really unsatisfying looking, but you know. Let's go check the damage. Wrong area. Netline. Yeah, monkey brain ain't happy, but if monkey brain's the bigger number, could use GI damage calc. I mean, I could, but I wish to end the stream in like 5 minutes. So, you know, in fact, there might be people waiting on me. I'm not sure. Okay. No one said anything. I don't even know if we're doing D&D today, but I'd rather be available if we are. Okay. Enka import is quick? What do you mean? Oh, wait, yeah, sure.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
That was less damage.
Observe. To dust.
Not that much less damage, to be honest. It might be better with Shao. But it do be worse. So I don't know, but that God dang it, where's my P button? There we go. I need that 0.5 crit damage. That perfect circlet, the onset circlet, right? Because if we pretend, let's pretend the onset circlet that we got, right? So this piece rolled all 5 rolls in the crit, so let's pretend it's this piece, but with an extra crit damage roll, right? So we can add 7% crit damage. And then we switch to this piece and pretend it's 4-piece bonus. You know. Now we talking. Now we talking, maybe it is better, right? So all it needs is a literally perfect onset piece. Too bad I used the rerollers. Oh well. I could technically buy the stupid battle pass again and do a reroll on it. That'd be dumb, but I'm not gonna do that. That's a waste of money. It would be funny though. So, anyways, yep. Well, not how I expected to end the stream. Switch back to things. At this point, yeah, the Flynn's build needs some conjunction better onset goblet, because I refuse to reroll this one anymore. It annoys me. or a better off-piece circlet, and most likely it just has to be a crit damage circlet. And ideally it's just basically the version of this circlet, but with attack percent instead of HP. And that's literally all I need, because this would put me at basically the perfect crit. Like, yep, 250 crit damage with basically 100% crit rate. That'd be ridiculous. But need that attack percent stat. Need that attack percent stat. So, yup. Very close. Anyways, interesting new artifact for sure. Do I bother? I mean, am I seriously gonna engage with the idea of rerolling? I don't think so. I don't think I reroll an attack circlet, sorry. I think it just has to be one of those pieces that roll well to start to be worth thinking about. Okay. Alrighty. Anyways, I don't know. I'm very happy to get an upgrade for him though. Like, it's definitely an upgrade, so yeah. It's not far away from being an upgrade. Very significant one. But game does not want to give me pieces. So. Was it better or not? The attack circlet? No, it wasn't. It was quite a bit worse. Probably a good, like... What was that? Good, like 5% plus worse, which is pretty significant. So theoretically, the theoretically perfect onset piece might be better. But it would have to have, like... It seemed like it was, like, maybe all crit rolls would have gotten it there. But alas. Is what it is. Definitely remember it when using Xiao, though. What do you mean? Not sure what you mean, sorry. Whoops, did I? Okay, well. Guess I'm fighting it, why not? End the stream after this. Please.
Quick as a flash. On, we shall prevail.
Annihilation.
Observe. Be silent.
399.
Close your eyes. To dust. To dust.
Why are you resisting?
You. Yeah. Crank up your blood. Control breathing. Start the
Ultimatum protocol.
Observe. Be silent. Fear the dark.
Wow, 400k.
Close your eyes. Fear the dark.
Alright. Without Eons on, I assume the attack might be a little bit better. Oh, I mean, potentially, yes. Sorry, yeah, that's true. I don't feel like testing that right now, but I will in the future, potentially. Anyways, I'm a little tired, as you can tell. I might work on... I gotta decide if I want to just record the Lanyan video before the New Abyss. The New Abyss doesn't seem particularly interesting from a perspective of showcasing different Lanyan things. Other than, well, I don't know. It would be interesting to include footage showing Lanyan dealing with AoE situations and how she's worse in AoE, but also can scale in AoE in some sense, but... I don't know. Anyways. So yeah. I guess that's it. There's an actual realistically timed length stream for once for me, not a 9-hour stream. We'll hopefully stream tomorrow. Probably doing Viewer Stygian with more energy, hopefully. But we'll see. Not gonna 100% guarantee, but